Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Okayama International Circuit. It's a tight technical challenge tucked into the hills of Japan. And tonight it plays host to Skidmark's Sim Racing's very own Deuce and a half. We got a mixed field on our hands. Those lightning quick LMP3s, as well as those very light BMW M2 machines. It's around a circuit where traffic management isn't optional. It's going to be survival. Welcome in, everybody. My name's Sean Stam, up here producing, directing, commentating, but I got somebody else here with me. It's the one, it's the only, Marvin Tater. Marvin Samayo, how are you doing on this wonderful, wonderful race day?
Doing great, Sean. This is going to be definitely a treat for everybody watching. We're going to be looking at some hard and intense racing between two classes at Okayama. One of my favorite tracks, newly favorite tracks on the circuit.
What's pretty cool about it is if you're still here kind of thinking about getting this iRacing subscription, Okayama, one of the free circuits that comes with that base subscription there. So, hey, been out here racing with us. I believe that BMW M2 also free as well. It's one of those newer cars scanned as well. We're going to take a look at our starting grid here tonight, brought to you by Organic Hogwash. That's ohogwash.com. Stops all odors. We're going to go. We also have quite a few race sponsors up there in the top right of your screen that'll be cycling out down there. We appreciate those. It'll be Lorenzo who slaps it out on the pole in that LMP3 with a 125.049. How about Tyler Satterfield? He's racing with us here tonight out of Allied Endurance Red Team. Dan P is a senior. He is going to qualify P3. Michael Priamu, Jesus, as well as Andrew Taphorn there. Dale Kirkner, as well as Jordan Panaziola right there rounding out the top 8. It'll be jump to 13th there, but it's Sydney Thompson. How about Davis Culler, Jeffrey Harris, Taylor Miller, Glenn Wilson, Taylor Jacobs, and Dane Perkins. Also Logan Smith out there running out the top 20. Only 2 more drivers in the LMP3 class to round out 22 driver field. It'll be Alex McLean as well as Brantley Martin. Starting out there, that's a BMW class here, Marvin. That would be 23rd on down. There it goes. There you go. It's cutting off 23rd. Here, I'll start it here for you. Kidan, Logan, and then you got Amethyst Reese, and I'll let you take it.
Yeah, we have Amethyst Reese on the 25th position there. Then we have Ashley Hofty. If I butchered that, I apologize. We have Dylan Bass, Hayden Kassler, Kevin Ballin, Sam Westlake, John Higgins-Higg, and Simus McMillan right there in the 32nd spot.
Josh Culler, Michael Angeli Bow, as well as Chris Andretti, Lewis Clark, Michael Lamberger. He's up out there in race control. Appreciate each and every single one of you joining out there live in YouTube lands. Remember, you have one vote here for paint scheme of the race. That driver, $10 goes to them, $15 going to each class winner. Of course, with this being about a 2.5 hour long race, we are going to see probably about a 2-stop race, at least for our LMP3 class. Now, everybody, if you are out there in iRacing land and kind of been frustrated with officials, hey, look no further than Skidmark Sim Racing. What? Hey, frustrated about the same people? Frustrated about people punting you in those official races? Well, you can just get frustrated about the same people putting your race after it. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's good to learn up there, as we were saying in our driver chats. And in all seriousness, though, come out to join this Season 7, which starts here in just a couple weeks' time. It'll be LMP3s. All right, Marvin, we are almost ready for green flag racing, endurance racing. Ooh, it's not quite sprint race. You gotta have to keep our P's and Q's about us here. Definitely not gonna be able to win this thing going into lap 1, turn 1.
Yeah, you definitely can't win at lap 1, turn 1. There's gonna be a long way to go, 2.5 hours to be exact. You gotta be patient, you gotta be smart, and overall, you have some luck at the end of this race as well.
So Lorenzo, our pole sitter, is going to take this out the final corner onto that start-finish straight and dive it down there into turn 1. This is green flag racing. Appreciate sponsors Organic Hogwash and GMH Construction. Let's get this thing moving, grooving down into Q1.
An overall clean start with the LMP cars in turn 1. It's a little bit tricky coming into turn 1. And you got to trail it off just a little off the brakes to go into a fast sweeper to turn 2 and go into that kind of like a bus stop, turns 3 and 4.
Snake our way through and continuing to be a clean start to the race, keeping them moving, grooving. And look at the BMW class just now taking their green flag as well. But you see quite a bit of off-track, rocks off the off-track there. Logan Wilson trying to make a move here pretty early on. This is up there against that number 37, side by side for the race lead in BMW class as well.
Oh, that allied green machine BMW got a little bit loose in the marbles. That's one thing you don't want to take that corner is on the outside, because that will happen. So he's going to have to tuck back in line and go into second place right there. Josh trying to chase Lewis for first place. Right here, the hard diving into the brakes right here. This is where most passes and accidents happen. And Sydney Thompson looks like spun around in the LMP2 trying to back it up. Another tricky spot. Oh, but this is going to be very, very hard as the BMWs are coming into that spot. A lot of rocks on the track. It's going to be a little bit tricky for the LMP to slot back in.
Man, that was a nice battle up here. It's going to continue to ensue before we take a look at that race replay, see what over happened to Sydney. Man, that police machine holding off the hard-charging driver up there, number 37, I believe that's going to be Ron. I'm probably butchering the name. Let me know down in YouTube land. It's still side-by-side battles. A couple of them down there throughout the pack. They will single file it right back. So taking a look at back to LMP3 race lead as well. It's still Lorenzo, Tyler Satterfield chasing. Also have Dan right there, Andrew up to P4. That's 2 spots gained since the drop of the green flag. Right now it is showing Lewis Clark, Josh Kohler, as well as Michael up here in the lead for the BMW class, but I don't think that is so. That should kind of fix itself out here within the next couple of laps. Something going on with timing and scorings there. We will get right back to that battle though, as well as see what happened to Sydney.
Wide action there. Oh boy. Oh, right. It's not a good spot. 4 wide into that corner. I mean, you can barely go 2 wide in that corner, let alone double that.
Heavy battles up there, 3 wide. Yeah, then it starts to show kind of that olive green LMP3 machine, 4 wide, and then that was the contact that sent Sydney around.
Well, if it would have been 3 wide, which even then you can't even do 3 wide. 3 wide would have been fine, but that one car, I think, stuck the nose and tried to back out too quick, but it wasn't quick enough, and that sent Sydney around and around in that corner. Right now we're looking at number 7, though, Tyler, right now trying to chase down a Lorenzo for P1. It's about a 1.8 second gap. I mean, remember, ladies and gentlemen who are watching YouTube land, I mean, you got 2.5 hours left of this race. We just barely started. So you got plenty of time to try and make up the gap. Anything can and anything will happen here during this long race.
Hopping on board here with Tyler Satterfield. I wish you'd be able to feel the downforce, but we'll be able to compare and contrast definitely between this Lightyear as well as the LMP3s. It's still showing, Lightyear as well as the BMWs. Now timing and scoring is starting to fix itself out up there. So it is still the drivers 37 as well as 76 leading in that BMW category. They've been switching back and forth here between one another twice, maybe even thrice so far, and now hopping on board with that BMW machine, kind of comparing that to the LMP3 that we were just on there, a little compare and contrast. Also, what I love to do here when we're hopping on board, take a look at the live driver cams. Oh my Dale. But Jeffrey, Michael, Josh, how about Dane Perkins out there as well? They're all up there, the live driver cameras. Pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. So take a look here at the drivers right here. Jeffrey, Dale, Dane, Michael, Josh, and Kieran right there as the main drivers right now in the spotlight. Each one focused and locked in. Dale, I mean, his camera right now, I see a road close sign. The way his camera's kind of glitching and everything kind of reminds me of like kind of like one of those, well, I want to say like a horror type of video game vibe right there. Like he's coming, he's locked in. You better watch out for Dale.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're laying down, and if we cut down to where is Dale, I should have found him first and hit something. But yeah, that camera is looking a little whack, but it's almost like, yeah, it's a little bit eerie saying that he is definitely working his way through it. Dale, I think right now is shown in the 21st position, so right now he's going to have to work his way back up, I think, to that BMW pack if it is still, if I actually think Dale has to work his way back up through that pack right now. Also has a huge tire lockup up there in front of him. I think that was, oh man, another car going off the track there as well. Oh, quite a few drivers off the circuit.
Oh, right there. Man, that's a tricky area right there. I remember I polled one time at the West Coast Sim Racing League here, and because of the tail end, after one lap, that area, that gravel trap, comes out to bite you. My car understeered, and I'd ended up losing first place. And yeah, that place will either love you or bite you, whether you oversteer and spin out or understeer and just completely go, towards the wall. Let's take a look here. What happened? We're right here looking at Jordan. The BMW there. What happened there? Oh, the high rate of speed was a little bit too much, and that sent that BMW up and away.
Long way to go, long time to get there. Still Lorenzo out up front, running with a 1.9 second gap. Dan still up to P3. Andrew creeping out there, running P4, still 2 spots to the good. But look who else is also creeping out of. That could possibly be one of our paint scheme winners of, well, the paint scheme winner of the race. Remember, you only get 1 vote to do it, so the voting does close only 10 minutes prior to the checkered flag. So still got a long ways to go, but I would. That was pretty cool out there, seeing that one in trading paints on quite a few cars there for. That'll be Michael, the driver of the number 12. He's up there running, almost trying to get that 4th position, but not able to get that throttle pedal right back down. Marvin, these LMP3s that are got a little bit more reliant on downforce, you think that's definitely going to possibly hurt them with that dirtier air in these tighter kind of technical mode corners?
Yeah, it'll definitely hurt them more or less in the lower speed sections where you kind of have to carry more roll speed. And a lot of these drivers, with all that dirt and gravel on the track, they're going to have to even drop the speed even lower. And these cars are so reliant on downforce that you're adding lower speeds, you're taking away the downforce, and then you're adding dirt on top of that dirty air between the BMWs and the LMP3s. My goodness, it's definitely going to be a long day for the LMP3s. The BMWs don't have too much to worry about, other than just try not to get in the way of the LMP3s.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, right? You just gotta just hold the line, but sometimes you might not see that faster driver approaching it like Mach 2 speed differentials here, or like this, the track could be blocks up there between them. Oh my, we got a BMW going off the racetrack. Tyler Satterfield, slicing his way down there throughout the field, and then look, that's the differential right there. Andrew Taphorn, who is already all over that back bumper, now down around the inside of Dan. Whoa, big lock up there for Michael, almost into the rear bumper of Dan.
Oh my goodness, Michael, he's pushing right there. And I'm going to say, yeah, I agree. That paint scheme right there, that livery scheme, that Sharpie, oh, I love that. That's freaking awesome. But man, he's trying to go. He sees 3rd right there, and they're battling, so he's going to try to use that traffic to his advantage. But he's got to make sure not to take himself out while doing that.
Taphorn going to play a little bit more defensive, he's going to play the offensive line over that BMW M2 machine, and then once again, he's going to get the move done within the corner. Oh my God, oh, contacts there. Andrew Taphorn's going to spin it, but what a save after, man, what's that, the Tim Hortons BMW. Oh, that could have been big, that could have been race ending for Andrew. Nice cat-like reflex. Let's see what happened to him there. I think that was Bo who was involved. No, that's going to be a different driver. I take this back. I'll try to find this one, but real quick, this is also a quick incident. See what happened to Bo. Oh, easy to do.
A little too high. I've done it myself. Easy to do, absolutely.
And then I think this is going to be it here. I apologize. It's taken just a brief. Oh, there's this happening. Oh, there it happens right up there in front of Dan. Take one more look at it here. Apologize for these couple of cuts of the race replays, and then just trying to make it down the inside. And just like I mentioned just a couple moments ago, maybe the BMW just didn't quite see him approaching at Mach 2 speed differential right between the two cars.
Yeah, what ended up happening is I'm pretty sure Andrew was trying to slice and dice because he saw the other 2 cars coming, and he tried to use the BMW as a pick, but ended up picking him off of 3rd, and now Michael, remember, I was saying, unless something happens, he's right there, and right there you go. Now he's in P3 with that Sharpie-inspired drawing LMP3. Right now, Michael is in third place.
Back up to the lead in BMW class. I'm sorry, Marvin, how did you say it was? Because I'm not going to butcher it anymore. It's Kieran. Kieran. Kieran Leif.
I think it's Kieran Leiflander. Yeah. And I'm not doing names, so I'm gonna keep that and put that in the pocketbook for later.
Man, it's also a pretty nice paint scheme for him there. He was going at it there with that police car that was showing it still right there, P2. Both of these drivers are also 2 spots gained since the drop of the green flag here. So they're still moving towards the respectful front of the pack within the category. And how about Ashley right here running in P3 in class? Driver out of the United Kingdom, got a kind of, what is that? What would you even call it? Kind of matte blue, kind of matte navy blue, a little bit of yellow stripes on there as well. Couldn't quite see the rear spots. Competio? I can't even say it. Anyways, I'm trying to get at, there's cool paint schemes all out and around the track. Also got Amethyst Reese out here running in Crystal Gem BMW M2 machine. A little bit of Taco Bell on her side.
Yeah, right now Amethyst between an LMP3 sandwich right there, but doing pretty good in the top 5. Dylan Base right there, 5th position. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of weaving in there. Oh, a little bit off-road for that LMP3 in front of Dylan, but we keep on going. And the organic hogwash BMW M2 Competizione
there
in top 5 right now.
I should learn when I should just not try it. I will try it.
You gotta learn somehow.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Dylan Base, he's going to allow that LMP3 machine to slide right on by there. And hey, that's an easy way to get maybe win my only vote there is I slap a Stand 3 Network Racing logo there on that left rear corridor. That's pretty neat to see. That will definitely play a factor in my final vote. Dylan and Amethyst, excuse me, that's not Amethyst. Dylan is now moved himself up to P25 overall. That's going to be P5 in class. Lewis Clark, that was the driver. Oh, okay. I'll tell you right now, Lewis Clark is definitely going to get the driver photo of the race. A little bit of Jeremy Clarkson down there.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. Yep, right there. Driver photo. Definitely going to go to Lewis Clark. He's got my vote for that, at least as far as the driver photo vote is concerned.
Unfortunately, no money's going to photo votes, but I mean, we'll call it bragging rights there. And Lewis is right now starting to breathe all over that rear bumper of Dylan Based. This is battle for P5 and P6 in this BMW class. Closest battle is actually right here on the track that we're looking at.
Yeah, on board with Lewis Clark right now. He's got the optimal line right now. I like the way he was coming out onto that corner right there and then making a hard right onto the inside of the apex. Oh, looks like Dylan disappeared a little bit. He's back on the track. Dylan right now trying to fend off Lewis, but looks like this is going to be a tight battle for 5th position for the top 5 in the BMW class.
So we are showing one driver down in pit lane right now. It'll be Davis Culler in that LMP3 category. Doesn't look like too much damage, so maybe possibly down to just, I don't know, could have been a fuel strategy or maybe a little bit less fuel to start the race and then trying to work with something else here coming towards the 15th minute here, or maybe just forgot qualifying fuel in the car. I've done that one too many times myself.
Probably, I mean, it could be also a strategy too. I mean, maybe start a little bit low and then fill her up before the caution and try to get more of a race pace toward the end. But we'll have to see what Davis got up his sleeve right now as we're on board.
So jumping back out here to the battle of overall race lead, taking a look at the lap time history between Lorenzo as well as Tyler. It's, I mean, lap 8, look at, I mean, a whole 2 seconds gained. Not sure what happened for Juan Lorenzo on lap 8, but then Lorenzo looks like he gathers it right back up there. Lap 9, lap 10, continues to put that gap a little bit from where it was earlier on in the race. The gap right now, though, Marvin, I will say it is visually closing between the two as Tyler Satterfield just getting a little bit more comfortable, getting some laps down, getting in, what is that, the flow state here. As look at how deep he dives it into the corner, He's already cut it down from 1.3 back, now just to 1 second back.
Yeah, Lorenzo took that corner a little bit tighter than Tyler, but looks like Tyler is just reeling it back in with a 1.1, almost 1.2 second gap. And then I was looking at Dan. Was it Dan or Michael? I want to know what happened there. What happened to Michael? Something happened because he was 5 seconds away, and then all of a sudden now he's 15 seconds back.
Oh, good catch there, Marvin. There's. See, it's going to be this one. Very good call there, Marvin Tater. Got the crystal ball out here. No, not the Sharpie machine. Oh, man, it looks like it's going to be probably a self-induced spin unless there's a stop car out and up in front of it. Oh, no.
Yeah.
What do you see happen there?
Up or trailed it, yeah.
You getting the gravel a little bit there, a little bit off the race line. I mean, that rear end just looped right around the rear to the left. Oh,
I think he carried a little too much speed. Might have trailed the brakes a little too much, and around she went. So, ooh, tough luck for Michael right there. But I mean, he was still pretty quick, so I think he'll be able to gather it back up. Might have to play some strategy here, as we see 5th place is now to Lewis Clark, now making himself to the top 5. P5 right there from Maple T Racing, going around Dylan Bass, who is like right there behind him. So I wouldn't call it done and done quite yet.
17 minutes down. I'm seeing you down there at YouTube land. We got Moonlight Dancer, got some Ricardo Keno action, some Ted, some in Jesus' name. Say, whoa. Who else we got down there? Well, we remember, votes are tallied. You only get one for paint scheme of the race. We're going to start to showing some more vibrant paint schemes. I've noticed this hot pink machine for John's Hig, driver out of Scotland. He's running right now up in that 8th position. He's having himself a pretty decent start to his race, that double Zix BMW machine. John making his way downtown, headed into turns 1. I believe that was, here comes the Sim Lab Sim Magic Baby Blue machine. That's Sam Westlake. Sam, he's dropped 1 spot here since the start of the race, but there's so much time left to go here. Like you said, Marvin, in kind of our pre-race, it's survival of the fittest. It's not lap after. It's not these fast laps that are gonna make you or break you. It's surviving lap after lap here, and it gets a little bit tight when we do get these side-by-side battles. This will be between Andrew and Michael. Andrew trying to hold off P4. Here comes Michael right back.
Now, we'll say this. Something must have happened to 3rd and 4th, because there was clearly Dan was in 3rd place. It was a 7-second gap between himself and the leader. Now he's literally right there with Michael, who just about a lap ago we were talking about, he just spun it right here at this particular corner. So, I mean, something must have happened to 3rd and 4th, because Michael's just right there.
Still holding them off. Here's what happened to Dan. Just a really quick look at it, and we'll get right back to this battle up here. Oh, BMW right up in front of him. Trying to run that outside line. Oh, no.
Right there. That's exactly what happened. They try to thread the needle, and oh my goodness. Well, I mean, this only benefits Michael overall. I mean, he's reeled him back in. So I mean, P3 is not unobtainable right now. He's in sights for P3.
Real nice battle out here in this Skidmark Sim Racing Deuce and a half. If you're looking to join us for this next league, it's all LMP3 racing. Make sure you let us know down there in YouTube land below, and I'll make sure to link the Discord channel there. Still Dan holding off P3. Andrew trying to do everything that he can. Here comes another, like you kind of alluded to, Marvin, kind of a pick that you can use those slower BMW cars here for. Andrew gets closer and closer and closer to that rear diffuser, but I don't think close enough to try and make anything happen here just yet. It's so hard to set up a pass here out and around Okayama, especially a safe pass. Andrew just biding his time, still to about 2. Now it drops back to 0.3 of a second as there comes a little bit more lap traffic.
This is a tight battle for P3 right there. It's a 3-way battle between Dan, Andrew, and Michael. But yeah, like you mentioned, Sean, very hard to pass here, and it's even harder to pass with these BMW cars in the midst between the LMP3s.
Now, Mike, if you're listening in on the broadcast, I appreciate you bringing us on here for Stam Studio Network for this pretty, wild, huge event. Also, your hard work up there behind the scenes does not go unnoticed. I know we got you live up there in race control right now. Clicking all the buttons, keeping this race moving and grooving. Just wanted to real quick show my appreciation to you, and hopefully we're down here for a little bit more races here coming up within, whether if they're special events or season racing, we might be able to make something move and groove up there. Battles for second and third in BMW still between Logan and Ashley. Ashley's still trying to, she has closed that gap. I will say it's now down to about 0.7 seconds back there between P2 and P3 in class. Amethyst Reese still runs P4. She's having herself a nice night here tonight. Lewis Clark runs right behind her. That'll be P5 at BMW. Dylan Bass, Caden Castler, John Higgins, Sam Westlake, as well as Seamus McMillan, I think I'm saying that one right. That'll be top 10 in BMW class.
You can see right now, Lewis Clark, he's made up quite a bit of ground on Amethyst Reese. Definitely want to keep an eye on Lewis Clark. I don't know if he has a specific setup that might come alive on that BMW as fuel burns off and the tires get worn in. Right now, we're on board with Lewis Clark right now. Focused and locked in, trying to make P4 his right now. And then right now, I see a couple of LMP3s, tight, coming up into this area. And on board right now, you want to hug that corner, get smooth on the throttle by as quick as possible. Trying to look on the inside, but may not want to make anything happen. You want to go into this fast right-hander. A little bit offline with that LMP3 right there, but hopefully you can put the power down quicker than Amethyst. And you're going to try to use the draft on this long straightaway to try to make something happen. Into hard braking with P1. Want to brake around here, keep it tight, roll onto the throttle, and you want to hug that right white line right there where the LMP3 is, get a better exit right here, get on the throttle as soon as possible. And you can kind of see right there that he's picked up a little bit more time and speed than Amethyst. Use that speed and momentum coming into this hard right here. Go onto the outside, smooth throttle application. Don't spin the tires. And then you want to use and carry all that momentum down here on the backstretch.
Excellent breakdown from the Marvin Tater back there from behind the wheel. Marvin, if you had to choose here tonight, you rocking that LMP3 class high down force, or you rocking a little bit more ability underneath that throttle as well as brake pedal with this BMW car?
I want to do the BMW, actually. I did it one time, and it's a lot of fun. May have to do it again.
That battle continuing. Oh, he's got right to that rear bumper to Amethyst Reese. Lewis Clark trying to get up there fourth in class. What corner do you think is the best time to try and make a pass happen out here from Okayama?
I think, honestly, Lewis's best chance right now is to set up Amethyst right here through this, kind of kink. You want to go into this right-hander. You got LMP3 traffic a little bit, so you're going to have to it might, mess up his flow just a little bit. But you want to get as much speed and just set up that corner. Amethyst go a little bit wide and make room for the LMP3s. I think his best chance right now to pass Amethyst is set it up between 1, 2, and 3 and try to make something happen in corners 4 and 5.
Amethyst Reese gets a little loosey-goosey at their corner exit, or just allowing that faster traffic to make their way by. Oh, this might get a little tight there on corner exit. BMW versus Lightyear. They're going to slice their way back and through that battle. Lewis Clark falls back to about 0.4 of a second back. We got to go back up here between Andrew and Michael here real quick. Battle for P4 in our leading category going at it. It'll be side pod to side pod racing out there. Andrew still holding off that hard-charging Michael. Michael, at some point, he's got to go, try to send it down, just tries to set up it down the inside, not close enough to make it happen. He's going to regroup, he's going to rearm. That battle drops now back to 0.6 of a second between 4 and 5.
Yeah, Michael, I know he's getting a little bit frustrated because he had that spin initially, but I know he's probably smelling a little bit of blood in the water because Andrew and Dan did suffer a little bit of damage. If you take a look at Andrew's car compared to Michael's car, the front end is a little bit tweaked on that Liger LMP3, so that might affect aero a little bit to where Michael's trying to make a move, but he can't get it done just quite yet, but he's going to try to set him up right here as we go into turn. I believe this is going to be turn 4.
And if we hop on board here, that driver eye camera here with Michael. Look at it's a little funky looking. That's right. Yeah, it's French. So we're sitting on the opposite side here. This is so wonky to get used to. And if you don't have a triple monitor setup, look at that. I mean, the whole A-frame. What is that? A whole third of your screen up there. But hey, that is no problem for Michael. He's getting closer, closer, closer to Andrew. Oh, Andrew's gonna get a little wobbly, wiggly, wobbly, wiggly. That's going to allow Michael to close that gap up here as we'll work back up the hill. A sharp kind of hairpin left-hander that's going to set up, I think, right back to the right.
I think Michael's got it right here. Looks like Andrew made a mistake. He kind of outbraked himself a little bit and sent it wide. Oh, Michael trying to put the power down, but couldn't quite get it done. It's a tough area to pass. I can tell you for personal experience, very hard to pass. Usually there's more risk than reward, but it's like Michael tucked it in. I mean, we still got, man, we got still about close to 2 hours away. So he's got plenty of time, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to wait too long, because as this battle ensues, Dan is just walking away with it. He's about a 4-second gap between these two. And I'm pretty sure Michael's like, okay, I got to go, but I don't want to take myself out. So I think he's being very patient with Andrew.
Lorenzo still leading out up front, has that 7-second gap. Over, well, excuse me, 6.9 second now over Tyler Satterfield. Still Dan, like you said, walking away with P3. I think that's Dan Piezza saying that one correct there. The driver for Old Dogs out of, I guess, Italy, if that one is correct. They're live in SDK timings and scorings. This battle, it's been, I mean, what, pretty much since the drop of the green flag. We're going to still have to continue to stick with it up here. And I really liked that driver eye camera shot, even though you can't see anything out there, the dang near right third of your screen. It really puts into perspective not only the speed differential between the classes, or just like that, how fast something can make you or break you. There goes Michael after a huge lockup from Andrew. They're going to continue to run mirror to mirror. It'll be Michael who gets it done for P4.
Oh boy, mine Andrew got a little bit overzealous there. My goodness, I think he, oh my goodness. Michael was a little bit frustrated. I think there might have been a little bit door contact with that pass right there. Michael passed him. Now Andrew's going to try to get it back, but Michael's got to run. He's got to go.
Like you said, still Dan, look at that. The gap is now almost opened up to 4 seconds for P3. Andrew, now that this is going to be kind of the yins and yangs, right, of not only endurance racing, but definitely road course racing. You've been up there trying to hold him off for defense. Well, now you're on offense here. Let's see what Andrew has here for him. Like you said, Marvin, some definite damage on that left front as well as left side pod. That's going to result in some side force, downforce losses as well. Andrew says, I don't care. I'm going to try to stick it around the outside. Longer way around the corner. Not going to allow that throttle application as smooth as he'd like it to be. Andrew still sits just about 2 to 3 car lengths back there. That battle for P4 in class.
Michael did a good job with defense right there. Andrew right hot on his tailpipe. He's not leaving him alone right there. Pretty sure Michael might get a little bit frustrated because he's like, I earned this spot, so let me go. But I'm pretty sure right there Andrew wants that P4 spot back up again. Oh boy, I thought I saw smoke there, but might have been some excess gravel spillage right there from the BMW up ahead for these two.
Okay, now that this is starting to calm down just a tad, I'm going to start to take a look at a couple of race replays that we missed after covering some pretty tight, intense battles. We're going to go kind of opposite of in the order that they happen. So here's going to be a, oh man, Bo just, I think just let the Amethyst Reese kind of point by right there. Here's going to be a Logan Smith crash. Excuse me, this will be in order that they have happened. So this is, I think, or is this about 3 laps to go? Whoa!
Ooh!
Did Logan have too much rear brake bias? Or did he get tagged?
No, that looked like he just locked up the rears a little bit too much right there.
Golly!
Grass, that's the only thing. An overhead shot might be able to help pan that.
I have.
See right here.
Oh yeah.
Nope, it was just rare lockup.
Damn. I'm kind of with Logan. I do like a little bit more rear breakage into the car. Ooh, that happens right in front of the BMW kind of class leaders as well. Fortunately, they're just a little bit there too much for Logan. There's going to be a Davis Color incident. This is also in that LMP3 category. Davis is now sitting P18 in class. Ooh, boy. Oh, he knew he got way too deep into the corner. Oh, my God. That's some nice evasive action there for Davis, and pretty much in a car that you're just on board for if you get way too deep and into the corner.
Or right here, I mean, see what he's going to try to do. Oh, might have misjudged the braking zone, but perfect evasion there with Davis, not taking out another driver. So that's triple points for him. Oh, Taylor! Oh my goodness, Taylor Jacobs spun around there right off the last corner, trying to carry all that speed, but that gravel and dirt and dust and everything does not help. And then the other LMP2 might have there might be something on there on that corner, a little bit too much dust and debris. Caused two LMPs. Oh no, there you go.
That was the perfect timing on the cutaway. Taylor Miller here. He's getting a little bit closer to that. That's also could be a paint scheme of the race contenders. That's almost this lime green machine. That looks pretty cool. There's a hot and crispy right eye racing. Just going to a little slight spin. He's gonna light up the rear tires out there. Get that thing back to moving and grooving. That's a quick couple of race replays. We hadn't missed anything out up front. Now a 10-second gap separating Lorenzo and Tyler Satterfield, Dan Piezza, as well as Andrew Taphorn. Michael Priemu, I've got to be butchering it, but that's the top 5 in LMP3. BMW, it looks like Kieran, Logan, Wilson, Ashley Toft, Lewis Clark, and Amethyst Reese, the top 5. Checking in YouTube lands real quick. Reminder that the best livery is decided by the people in chat. If you have a favorite livery, let it know down here in YouTube land. But remember, only one vote. Lewis using a 10-point scheme. That is nice, says MD. Marvin, I think we're going to take a quick just sights and sounds out here at the racetrack. We're going to be back here with you up in the booth here in a few moments' time here to enjoy this quick crank it up. Thanks, everybody. Slowly bring this puppy back down. Looking here at Josh Kohler. It's been a nice battle up here between him and Michael Angeli. This is a battle for 11th and 12th within that BMW M2 class. Looks like Josh Kohler's finally able to get that pass done. It's Chris Andretti about 30 seconds behind them, running 13th. Kevin Ballard, then it's Bo Van Norman, Glenn Wilson running in 14th, 15th, and that would be 22nd and Wilson. Back up in the battle up here between P2 and P3 for that BMW class, Logan and Ashley. Logan Wilson, Ashley Toft, now separated by just over half of a second. Ashley's got that LMP3 traffic diving around down to the inside, and I know we've pretty much been glazing that LMP3 class. Kind of, you got to slice and dice your way through it, but I think Marvin's kind of alluded to this BMW class. It's on you to not only hold your line, but you also are dealing with this faster traffic approaching. That is going to completely and kind of mess up your racing line sometimes. It's a lot of give and take, and like we've said so many times here tonight, it is kind of survival. Looks like driver just went off. Taylor Miller may have just gone off track. I was looking at that time and scoring. No, Taylor's still doing a-okay there. Apologize for what could have been a slight little scare. I think we got helmet of the race. We got a Mario Lorenzo with the Mario helmet. That's pretty cool. So this is open racing. These drivers were kind of given this, or they have the choice to choose the setups and tweak them as they so desire. And we did see, I forget who off the top of my head. Let me see if it was, it may have been Kevin and Garcia who came down, that one of our first drivers in LMP3 class down in the pit lane. We were speculating maybe he had a little bit of a different strategy going for him throughout this race, so that the first LMP driver to pit for fuel out here, that was about 10 to 15 minutes ago. We are already 36 minutes down, so a little bit less than 2 hours left here. Tyler Satterfield leading Dan Piezza as well as Andrew Tapmore. Oh, this might get tight here between this LMP3 and BMW machine. Nope, Dan says that's a-okay. It's now 5 seconds for Andrew. And still Andrew and Michael Premium only separated by 2 seconds, who were separated by about 0.002 seconds earlier on in the race.
Yeah, what happened there? Andrew, man, it was Michael and Andrew. It was a Michael and Andrew show, and then Michael made the move on Andrew, got P4, but then now all of a sudden it looks like it has switched, as Michael Premu right now is back in 5th in that Sharpie machine, so he lost 4th position. I wonder what happened there. Might have been a little bit of an issue with traffic or something along those lines, or maybe the setup is starting to go away on Michael's car.
Yeah, about 37 minutes down here. You're definitely going to start to feel a little bit difference within, the tire temps, tire pressures, and how much life they have within them here. Closest battle out on track. It's still between P2 and P3 in that BMW M2 class. Logan Wilson doing everything he can to try and keep that police number 76 up there in front of Ashley. Ashley has her sirens on right now, trying to pull over that police car heading into one of our I think one of our higher speed braking zones here on the track. Those drivers doing a nice job, ethical racing, allowing the faster class cars to head themselves right on by. A little bit of a lock up there for it. That would have been the LMP3 machine. Logan Wilson starting to lose even more ground here to Ashley Toft right behind him.
Yeah, this is going to be a great battle for P2 right here between Ashley and Logan right now. Ashley looking on the inside, a little bit fake movement there, saying to Logan, hey, I'm here, and any mistake you do, I will capitalize on. But do not count out Lewis Clark. He's right there too. P4, he's not about two, maybe a little bit less than 2 seconds behind Logan for P2. So any issues these two up front have, Lewis is going to be right there ready to capitalize. Again, I can't get over the fact of his driver icon there. Great style, very awesome if you ask me. I love it.
Oh, heck yeah, man. All the drivers who fit out the SDK information. I know it's kind of a little bit of a hassle to get it working and all that, which you got to be behind the wheel. There's so much kind of nuances to it or whatever. But when it does work, it allows us to kind of chat about little funny moments like that. See Ashley starting to push it a little bit harder, gets that right rear tire out and off the race line. Marvin, I think we've both kind of been pilots at the time being. Whoa, Ashley, way deep in the braking zone. You get a tire up and off the racing asphalt, it could make you or break it, could spin you around. Ashley got to be careful there, but hey, looks like she knows what she's doing. Closes that gap right back.
Yeah, this is a really tight battle. Ashley has been slowly but surely making her way back, to the front right there. The LMP3 sent it right there. Oh, it's going to be a tight, oh my goodness, right here. Ooh, that other LMP3. This could make or break any positions made or lost. Looks like Dale right there went through A-OK, and it looks like we continue on racing. Did not affect the BMWs too much, although I will say that Lewis Clark has closed the gap because of that little scuffle right there. And that's basically the leaders right there. Lorenzo being a little more patient because he's a P1, about 8 seconds to Tyler, so there's no reason to push the envelope and take yourself out. Looking at Logan right now leading this pack of BMWs right now in P2, but he's being stalked by Ashley and Lewis Clark right there. P2, 3, and 4 right there in one shot as we go ahead and mark down another lap 40 minutes into this 2-hour and 30-minute race.
I'm sure that gave Lorenzo a little bit of skid marks in his sim racing underwear because, my God, that battle's, I don't think, I mean, you want to see battles that close up in front of you, bleeding either class up here, but leaders going at it and Lorenzo just making his way through it. I've just noticed up there live in timing and scoring. Okay, I got to cut away real quick. Yep, this is right now Tyler Satterfield, so it's not really cutting away through anything, but Tyler's cutting through traffic, trying to run away from Dan. Battles for P2 in both classes in one camera shot in this deuce and a half. Thank you, OG Hogwash, as well as, it's GMH Construction for our race sponsors. You wouldn't be seeing this amazing battling happen up here between race leaders. Whoa, that got tight there on exit. Dan up to P2.
Dan being very aggressive with this late run. Right now he got P2 back again, and now he's going to try to close the gap between himself and Lorenzo. Man, Dan, he's just going in and out, left and right, going and showing the nose in different areas where you wouldn't think you would want to be, and he's making it work right now. But hey, he's P2 right now. Tyler dropped down to P3, but it's all good right now. We have a long way to go as we try to. That's P1 M2. I believe that's P1 M2 class leader. I believe Lorenzo. No, sorry, Logan. I believe that would be Logan.
Tyler, Dan now only separated by half a second, and oh boy, I still haven't locked in my vote here just yet, but Tyler Satterfield's paint job, my God, whoever that artist was in Trading Paints who put it up together in Photoshop, GIMP, whatever, that just from the reaction alone, that might be my vote. Dylan Tyler with a slight blink out. He'll work his way back out onto the track. So still P2, 3 separated. Yep, now it's now closest way back between 0.3 of a second with that little bit of a straightaway that we do have. Also a battle for third place and second still, but there between Ashley and Logan. Looks like Ashley's finally able to get that pass done, but I don't think it's going to stick here just yet. They're going to still run door to door with faster traffic right behind.
Oh boy, Ashley definitely was very patient throughout that whole run trying to get P2, but Ashley to P2. But, I mean, I'm glad that they got those passes done quick and early because you got a couple of hungry LMP3s right behind this pack. It looks like we'll be okay here, and they should be able to clear. They should, and I mean should. Oh boy, a little bit tight there for Logan Wilson. Oh! Got a little bit of contact with the LMP3. That opens the door a little bit for Lewis Clark, who's now smelling blood for P3. Oh, this is going to be a tight area. You don't want to make. Yep, this is too wide. Won't work here unless it's the last lap. Last lap type of a ditch effort. But nope. Go back to single file racing, and right here it opens the door. Oh, that was very tight there, Sean.
Yeah, I've yet to mention that also the sweet move of the race is also a contender for monetary compensation, I guess you could call it, or awarded monetary. I think it's only 10:15 after the race, but that one we might have to clip right there. That was lap 30, about 44 minutes into the race. Yeah, I mean, tight super battles all the way around this track, and right now it was two classes clashing right there, and oh, it's still good. Oh, heavy contact, Lewis Clark. No, Logan Wilson is involved. So is that bright pink LMP3 machine. I think that is. Oh, God. Well, that's not a sweet move of the race. Who was the number 5 that was also involved? That's going to be Jesus. Jesus looks like he's going to not really have, I don't want to say too much. Yeah, that thing's definitely wrinkled.
Doesn't look too bad though, but let's take a look here. I mean, I understand Jesus, he's got to go. I mean, Lewis Clark did give him room, but I think because he gave him room, he might have missed his breaking point. And yeah, he ran into number 76. Oh man.
Jesus, nowhere to go. There's more contact.
Oof.
Boom! Oh my gosh. He straightens out Lewis Clark's machine, but oh man, one of our paint scheme leaders in the voting is unfortunately, at least right now, down and back and into pit lane. A little bit better look at it at race pace here. Just, oh.
I think he might have missed his braking mark. I don't know if you want to rewind a little bit, but yeah, I think he may missed his braking mark right there.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, you see how deep he is into the corner compared to...
It was so much. I mean, I saw like about a second later, I saw brake lights on Lewis Clark's car come on before the black and white BMW came on.
Going and joining this battle between, this is going to be 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's Jesus. He'll fall back here to P8 after a slight bit of contact. Look who joins it, though. It's one of our drivers who races. I think that's some West Coast racing action with us. It's Jordan Pinazziola. Some LMP3 action here tonight. Out of Skidmark Sim Racing, Jordan's moved his way up to P9. I think he actually started right there around that same position, so continues to kind of have just a steady race going for him, and with a race that is, I mean, still so long to go. Jordan, I don't hate where he's running out here tonight, although I do get a little nervous in an endurance race when you do. I mean, you have to have these battles. You know, you have to pass drivers to make up positions. But right now, that battle starts to get between 4/10 between Jesus and Jordan. Ooh boy, this is gonna be some pretty good racing up here between battle for P8 in our leading category.
There's a lot of tight, close battles here everywhere. Jesus didn't lose a position, but he did lose a lot of time with that little scuffle there with the BMWs.
Hopping on board here with Jordan Pinazziola. We did kind of a hop on board here shot a couple laps ago with that BMW machine. And once again, comparing and contrasting, the speed is, I think, the craziest thing. Second to most is the downforce that you're able to carry that speed with throughout these corners. Look, it just slices through like butter, even running in a little bit dirtier air of another prototype machine out there up in front of him, being Jesus. Also, Alexander Eck up there running in 7th position. I think that's the first time we've mentioned his name. Gotta try to give as much drivers as I can, at least some camera time, give each and every single one of our race fans a glance at some paint schemes to allow your vote to, I don't know, give you all the options to look at through there. Still, this is our closest battle out on track here, looking at our rear camera shot of Jesus. Jordan, he's closing it even further in. Also, I also noticed on Jordan's front nose there a little bit of a, oh, they're going to split the traffic, a little bit of damage up there.
That was a nice split right there. I don't know, but yeah, you normally, too wide right there. You don't want to do too wide, but they make it work. Have to settle back in line. Single file right here in the backstretch.
Ricardo Cano saying the LMP3 will get a traffic ticket, and Jesus name says that was insane. Moonlight Dancer, oh no. Skidmark Sim Racing, I think that's Mitch down there in YouTube land saying Wisconsin does not have a Tim Hortons near us yet. I don't think there's any near me here down in the southern regions of Texas. You got any up there in the Arizona region up there for you, Marvin? Tim Hortons. Is that a gas station?
Man, I don't even. I think it's a restaurant.
Oh God!
Hold on. Let me double check here.
Let
me double check real quick. It is. Oh boy, let me see right here. Hold on.
You're probably right.
Might be a restaurant. It is a coffee shop.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll combine the two, restaurant and gas station. You get coffee shop. Unfortunately, there for him, it's Lewis Clark now in P14 in class, still not shown on the racetrack back after his incident. There goes Tyler Satterfield making his way through. I mean, look at how much traffic is still out here. I mean, we're still going to get the traffic. It's such a kind of tighter, shorter racetrack, as well as those passing conditions, they can definitely be tough to handle. We have seen. How about right now, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th in this LMP3 class. Right now, only separated by a little bit less than a tenth of, excuse me, a little bit less than a second between this front kind of gaggle and quagmire giggity of cars up here.
Quagmire, giggity, giggity.
I don't know where it comes from anymore. I just, from deep down, I just let it fly. I don't know.
It works. It works right now as we're looking at Alexander right now fighting off for P7. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there's a lot of battles here all over the place on this track at Okayama. Man, oh man. This is a love and hate relationship with this track I got. I love it, but I also hate it at the same time.
No. I mean, I see what you're saying. I think I like the off, not the off tracks, as you know, I hate the off tracks here. The elevation change, I think, is one of my favorite things about it, as well as, I mean, you got the higher speed as well as a little bit of slower speed sections of the track like we make our way here through now. What do your kind of, your love-hate relationship consist of here around Okayama, Marvin?
I mean, I love the track as I love the way that you can just go ahead and flow through the track. It's a very roll speed type of track. Like, you cannot miss up anywhere here. Yeah, but it will award consistency. My only issue is I've been taken out a couple of times here. Battling for the lead or battling for a top spot. I've been taken out in that backstretch hard right-hander there. I've been taken out or almost wrecked in that area where there's a lot of dirt and debris where it can spin you out or you can understeer real hard. So it's more or less just the dynamic of the racing itself. People get a little bit egregious for just the track. It's so dusty from off tracks that it can mess you up if you're not paying attention.
Just as you mentioned it, I mean, Jordan, okay, he's going to have to play that defensive line going into the corner. Battle for 7th and 8th. Thankfully, it's not 6th. Another front right lockup. That's what I was just about to mention. Right as Marvin, you said, if you're not careful about it, it could definitely kind of catch you off guard. Whoa, getting a little bit of blinky. There's Alexander as well as Jesus still going at it there. Looks like Jordan's going to live to fight at least a couple of more corners in P7. Kind of to compare and contrast back to BMW as well as LMP3s here, I don't think, or maybe it's just a lot less available TC and ABS, but I don't think that there is any TC or ABS in these LMP3 machines. Oh God, I probably shouldn't have said that without double checking it, but that's why we continue to see, I think, so many front lockups. And like we saw earlier on in the race, Marvin, you remember that huge rear lockup that I don't think I've ever really seen a rear lockup look that bad before.
Yeah, it's yeah, these cars definitely have a lot of lockup, I've noticed. And if I'm looking at this correctly, I am seeing that they do not feature traction control or ABS. Yeah. So this is definitely like, let me think in my head, what would be a great comparison? I guess if you're going to compare it, it's more or less like a Miata version of an like an LMP1, or like a GTP, I believe that's what they're at right now, GTP, yeah. Or prototype cars, yeah. So they're like more raw. It's really more aero and driver based. So it's that step into going to LMP2 and prototypes, but it gives you a little taste of it. Kind of like how Miata and GR86 are like that little taste into like GT4 and GT3 racing. It's kind of like that with LMP3s.
So got it. I'll rivet on a random front splitter and a big old rear wing on a Mazda MX-5 Cup car, and that's basically
basically more power, yes.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing them fly out and around the track, and I know that I saw, man, it was last time out at Apex they actually brought out one of those LMP LMP3. I think they've even had some GTP and LMP2s up there, but seeing the speed differential in real life out here with one of these LMP3, like any prototype machine compared to just any other car out on the track that doesn't have that the aerodynamic capabilities of what these prototypes do have. I mean, it's crazy to witness in real life. You can hear it pretty much essentially just ripping the air apart as it flies through the corner. Front splitter doing a lot of work. So is that big old rear wing. I think more importantly, that big old carbon rear diffuser keeping this thing glued to the racetrack. Got to be careful with that though. You damage that too much, you're going to lose so much rear downforce. Tyler Satterfield, Dan Piazza battle for second, heating up right in front of our eyes. We're almost an hour down out of this deuce and a half. Thank you all so much down there in YouTube land for joining us. Thank you as well as GMH Construction, Organic Hog Wash, that's OHOGwash.com, if you're looking to get rid of any smells on the clothings out there. Gonna need them after I know that Skidmark Sim Racing, quite a few drivers are linking up and heading down to Road Road America. I always get it confused. They're heading down to one of the roads down there next weekend, and that's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to need to bring that OGOH hogwash with them down there.
Well, man, as we're looking at this battle right here for P2, Tyler made a great move on Dan. Dan got held up by one of the BMWs, and right now looks like Tyler's capitalized, and he is now back at the point for P2. One thing I did notice is that Lorenzo, he has fallen off just a little bit, because that gap was like 9 seconds. Now it's down to 2.8 seconds between himself and Tyler. So right now, this is about to be a three-way battle for first place as we approach about the hour mark in this race.
Good looks there, man. Yeah, what happened, Lorenzo? He's actually still continuing to lose a bit of pace up there to Tyler Satterfield.
This is a strategy with fuel, or maybe his car might have more of an initial short-term speed. Was able to build it initially, but he might have used up all his tires and the car up initially. So I don't know. I mean, we'll have to take a look at that. It looks like the gap has increased just a little bit between himself and Tyler. It's now 3 seconds instead of the 2.7 seconds. But I mean, we'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, I did notice that's a pretty big gap that's been a chunky gap that's been lost between Lorenzo and P2 and 3.
Checking down on YouTube. Oh, sorry, you got it, Marvin.
No, I was going to say, looking at this battle right here for P2, excuse me, between Dan and Tyler, it's not over yet. Whoa. Oh my goodness, these BMWs right here are going to hold it up. That's the worst place of the track to try to get helped up, but looks like we go on through there unscathed right now. Looks like Dan's still trying to chase down Tyler, and as this is going on, the gap is now increased to 4 seconds between Lorenzo and Tyler. I mean, I don't know if Lorenzo might have had a
he went off track. Oh, you mug.
He might have had a little bit of a dirty draw moment right there. Well, let's take a look right here. This is good old Stam Studio Network cam right here. Lorenzo's coming into, oh, this is the part of the track I hate the most. Car understeered, might have braked a little bit too late, turned the wheel too hard and went off the track, but I don't know if that might have been the whole cause of that big gap. That might have been enough for a second, but not 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's really weird looking there, because I am showing, yeah, as soon as I saw the off-track notification there for him, I was, oh, okay. But like you mentioned, I don't think that would really warrant that much of time lost. He is opening the gap right back up, though. Maybe some traffic in his way, as there is right now, or maybe trying to save a little bit of fuel, but that is a lot of time lost still for a fuel strategy, as we see Tyler Satterfield open that gap right back up there to about 0.8 of a second. This is the closest battle out on track right now. It'll be Davis Kohler and Taylor Miller This is a battle also in LMP3 category, 15th and 16th out here as they head down there going in towards turn 1. Davis Culler, he's got that Tyler Satterfield looking paint job on his LMP3 machine as he's slicing his way back through the corners. I think we're heading towards 4 and 5 now.
4 and 5 right here as we approach some lap traffic here, but looks like we're okay as oh, one thing I will say this, and I just noticed that right off the screen, in the BMW class, what happened to there's a switch up here. Who was P2? Was it Ashley? Ashley is no longer in the picture.
Right. Holy God dang it. All right. First, before, well, okay, I guess we got to find out what happened to her first. She drops down to P12 in class. Let's see what happened.
2 laps down. Either there's a wreck that happened that we didn't catch, or pit strategy. I don't know.
Oh gosh, any Ashley M. Toft fans down there in YouTube land might want to shield the eyeballs here. Actually, I guess everybody in YouTube land. I'm showing here jump to pit lane right here, but it's not giving a camera shot on why. It's just showing her down and into the pits. This is very weird looking. We'll go at kind of the last second that we did see her out here, at least on the racetrack, getting past. There's Caden. Here comes Ashley as well. Oh, and then it may have, yeah, right down into pit lane. This could have been maybe internet related for one of our top running drivers in BMW class.
Tough luck for Ashley. She definitely, I think she started, what, P5? Around there, and she fought her way to second, and I think she was chasing down Kieran. But now looks like P2 goes back to Logan Wilson, and P3, we have a new contender for P3. That is Dylan Bass and Amethyst Reese and Caden Kassler. That's going to be your top 5. But Dylan Bass right now on the podium right now, P3 in the BMW class. I mean, he's been kind of silent, kind of minding his own business in the organic hog wash BMW M2 Competizione. Not trying to stay out of the way. He's got a good, comfortable, I guess, time ahead of himself between himself and Amethyst Reese. Not quite to Logan's back bumper, but I mean, now plenty of time, and anything can and will happen, as we've seen throughout the time ticking today. Oh, right Whoa. There, as we said that, somebody's into the grass.
Who was that? I thought it was our race leader for a second. It looked like the same colors, but I think it was actually. Oh boy, it may have been Bo Van Norman or Jeffrey Harris. Let's see what happened to Bo here.
So it was Bovin, and he's had trouble at that corner because that looks like it's a repeat of the second time he's gone around that corner, if I'm not mistaken.
And that was the incident that we saw, and this was the incident that we did not see. I'm showing Amethyst Reese and Jeffrey Harris. Not sure if they're involved here within the same incident or Amethyst tries to play that inside. Oh, man.
I will say there,
yeah.
I would have given a little bit more room because that was offline.
Yeah, I would have misplaced the defense.
To give the LMP. Right there.
And that may have been Jeffrey. Yeah, that was Jeffrey Harris as he came in there running 16th. So we hop on board with him, kind of see what he saw. No.
Oh, tough luck. Well, Jeffrey Harris, I think he saw the BMW slowing down so quickly, so he's going to try to go on the outside, but yeah, ended up hurting him along the run there. Oh my goodness. Now we have P9, Mitch Crother, if I apologize. I know he's in the Apex League as well. I'm not sure his name. Right now he's back on the pits right now. He's in pit road. He's getting a new set of rubber, some gas. Probably some gas. Probably mandatory pit stop here or part of the strategy right here. But yeah, I'm looking at here. I mean, man, M2 has gotten some action along with the LMP3, some drama there. My goodness, looks like P2 and 3 are in pit road right now. Tyler in the Allied Endurance Team LMP3 right now on pit road, followed by Dan Piazza. I apologize again. Old Dogs Racing LMP3.
So this is pretty much going to open up our strategy for this LMP3 class here. What a camera shot, and I'm not locking in my vote here just yet, but it's dang near close. Tyler Satterfield, nice paint job there. Got GMH Construction as well on the side. One of our sponsors and affiliates, obviously, or excuse me, including OG Hogwash. I think I saw it on the timing panels of Tyler's vehicle here. So we've had our second and third. We've also had a, let's see, I think I have a graphic here for it. Actually, I have to wait a couple laps for that to update. So according to timings and scorings right now, Tyler Satterfield, oh, is this a driver change?
I was going to say, this is a driver change. This is a driver change. So I think there is some teams electing to do a driver change there. Looks like Dory Ricciuti, I'm going to say that. Correct me if anybody in YouTube land might. I know he's Italian, so sounds very Italian. That's Dory Ricciuti, I believe, who's now taking the mark in the steering wheel on that LMP3. Right now it's shown P7, but beat Tyler right off the pit road. So it looks like it was a quick splash and go and the driver swap there. So it looks like Dory right now is making the march ahead.
And Marvin, I apologize here, man. I'm gonna have to take back what I mentioned in our pre-race talks there. The only reason that I did mention that I didn't think it was team racing is because we actually had some troubles up there before the session or after the session had opened, and it's a long story, but it looks like we are going to have a couple of driver changes for a couple of teams. Land Cloud has hopped into the number 434. I think Tyler Satterfield has jumped out of his car, so we're going to try to link up who with is running his teammates. Here comes Michael down into the pit lane out of Max Speed Racing. There's the Sharpie machine. Also Andrew Taphorn in. And when you see a car levitating like that, as Marvin alluded to earlier, that means just 4 tires are going up on that, as you also see Michael doing there. So newer drivers into the cars. Tyler Satterfield still is in his LMP3 machine. Jory, I'm glad that you what am I looking for? What's the word? Tried the last name out there, Marvin, because, man, I've probably butchered one too many here tonight.
So Dory Ricciuti.
That's got to be it. The Italian out there. He's having a nice night. He's keeping it underneath of him within these first opening laps of his stint. Here comes in our overall race leader, Lorenzo Badieldu. I shouldn't have tried it. Out of Spain. Let's see if he's going to have a teammate take over his racing LMP3 machine or stay in it for the remainder of the, at least until the next stop.
Right now, Lorenzo's, he's got a good lead right now between himself and P2. Yep. Air jacks going up on the virtual LMP3 right now. Is there going to be a driver swap, or is it going to be a one-man show with a Lorenzo? I know Tyler's back on the track right now, and he did not do a driver swap. So let's see if the same happens with Lorenzo as the gap is starting to shorten between himself and Jordan.
Gap is shortening. Jordan down there into pit lane as well. Lorenzo still showing it, driving his 134 machine. Here comes Jordan Penisiola out of Skidmark Sim Racing, makes his way calmly to his pit spot, to his pit box. We do not need a pit speed penalty here. Looks like, yep, Lorenzo's still down there, and just now making it off of pit lane. He'll drop back to P3 in class. There goes that lime green LMP3 machine. Looks like Jordan getting a 4-tire pit stop. So is that hot pink. I think that's Alex. Alex McLean also down there in pit lane as well.
Yeah, looks like right now, yeah, we're having pit stops, but I'm going to go back to Sean.
Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can get the same camera shot here. This will be funny. Oh, come on, do it. Yes. All right, here we go. We're throwing it down to the old Sean on there in the garage. Looks like I got a Land Cloud LMP3 machine here coming to us, and I do have to correct myself earlier. I thought Land Cloud hopped into this machine, but now makes his way down into the pit lane. That's air jacks going up on that LMP3. It'll be a 4-tire pit stop. A single lug nuts going all around those 4 corners. Land Cloud, no damage looks like to his LMP3. 4 tires, quick fuel stop out there. He'll fall back all the way to P12. Looking at Jesus also coming down there to me and live on pit lane out of Masculinity Racing, his hot paint machine. He's slowly crawling his way down into the pit lane, and I love what Skidmark Sim Racing and Michael have done out here for us. They've kept these two separate classes with two completely different fuel tanks here and fuel strategies, so we will not get any clashes of strategies out there. There goes, that's going to be Land Cloud out there out of pit lane. Lorenzo is back into pit lane, our race leader overall, with a drive-through penalty. What has happened on the 134?
Well, tough luck for Lorenzo. We were just talking about that. You do not want to get a rate. You don't want to get any penalties, but unfortunately for Lorenzo, tough luck. That bad luck came out to bite him. He was our race leader for basically the majority of the LMP3 race, if not the whole race. But now looks like that came out to bite him, and now he sits the P4, 25 seconds behind Andrew, Tyler, and Dory, who is now currently the overall race leader and a leader for the LMP3.
Ladies and gentlemen, mentioned this earlier on in the race, we do have live stewarding here tonight. It's the man, the myth, the legend, it's Michael up there, and I do have constant communication. It'll be a Lorenzo penalty drive-through for causing a collision on lap 45 with Sam Westlake. I also remember going through a couple of those race replays earlier on, and there is unfortunately penalties given out there. Also the number 12 of Michael Priamiru, one of our front-running drivers within his class, he had a drive-through penalty for a punt on lap 41. Lewis, as well as Lewis, a drive-through penalty for collision on lap 27. Sydney Thompson drive-through for a dive bomb on not quite sure that lap. Jordan Penizziola drive-through for a collision on lap 4. Also Glenn Wilson, as well as the number 9 drive-through penalty. So that's everything updated there. I remember that we saw a driver with an earlier kind of pit stop, what we thought it was early on in the race, but that was a drive-through penalty there. So now, hey, this opens up the door for a couple other of our drivers. It's going to be Dory Ricciuti out there out up front, leading in the number 58. Whoa, contact there with a BMW.
These drivers, I'm starting to see these drivers getting a little bit impatient with the slower traffic, but you gotta give the door open. One way or another, you have to leave a door wide open. You do not want to prematurely take yourself out due to slower traffic. I can understand if you're battling, but when there's nobody around, you want to give as much room as possible, because, I mean, the last thing you want to do is get the lead and then just do something so egregious where you just take yourself out. As we look at Jesus right now, battling P8 between himself and Kevin Garcia for P9.
Hopping on board this GoPro camera that we have out here, Kevin Garcia is going to have that offensive line going into the turn. Is going to be able to clear Jesus. He is down there into our braking zone. Well, we ask you, how do you make a pass happen out here out of Okayama? That's a great passing opportunity out there. Down around the outside, clears off of corner exit. Jesus now down to P9. Alex McLean drops to P10. Taylor Miller and Davis Culler, excuse me, having a nice battle of themselves right now. About 2 tenths of a second, dropped down to 4 tenths here. Man, it's there's still so long to go in this race, and these battles out there are still separated by, I mean, what, 3, 4, sometimes even, well, there is 1/5 of a second as well.
Yeah, it's not too, it's quite a bit of battles everywhere here, as we're looking at here, the LMP3s between Davis Culler, and I believe that would be not Landcloud, Taylor Miller, I believe. But yeah, right now, and I'm also looking at the score live timing right now. Dory Ricciuti and Tyler Satterfield. Satterfield.
I thought no, I was scared you actually got it. I thought we actually butchered it the whole time.
No, you're good. That was my that was me right here. I apologize. But yeah, it looks like it might be a battle between himself and Tyler right there, as the gap is 6.8 seconds back between these two right now. Looks like we have Andrew, I believe, is on pit road, and if I'm looking at this correctly, Tyler's actually faster that lap, almost about like 3/4 of a second quicker than Dory.
Oh, he is, and even lap 49, almost 2 seconds faster. Oh, I think this is good looks here, Marvin. Once again, the crystal ball is out and in full effect here. I think that we will start to see a battle for the race lead. Maybe not here at the next lap or the one after that, but it will continue to get just a little bit closer up there between Dory and Tyler. Also looking at Michael after his drive-through penalty earlier on in the race, so did Jordan. Both of these drivers having one there. That's how they find themselves in the respectful 5th and 6th in class, but also 14 to 18 seconds back between 2nd and 3rd. Marvin, I think if you don't include that drive-through penalty, they would definitely be right up and in there within that class-leading battle. Still a long ways to go, long time to get there. They can do what they say can't be done, and that's close that battle right back up there as long as they don't start battling up here with one another. It looks like that's what they're going to do. Whoa, 3 wide.
Right here. Wide between two slower BMW M2 race cars right now. Man, too wide going into this corner. This is why I don't like this corner particularly, because, yeah, if you're the outside car, you can carry momentum if you get the roll speed right. But if you're the inside car and you don't know where to clear, you can act right there, like right there. You can just take each other out. Oh, that corner, like those two corners going into that right-hander and going into that little bus stop right there to your left. My goodness, those are two corners I absolutely dread when I'm trying to race, because you just don't know if the other driver's going to give you enough room.
Holy, that was pretty tight out there. Mid-corner entrance, mid-corner, and exit. Also, what I noticed on that outside line, I believe it was Michael, he ran through all of that dirt and gravel out there off of the racing line, and actually got rid of quite a bit of it as he made his way through it after it, probably sticks itself all over the tires and gets rooster-tailed out of that rear end carbon diffuser. It's fun to watch him continue to work it out, though, as well as Mitch Crowther. I think really this is kind of the second to third time we've mentioned Mitch's name here within our broadcast. But Mitch, hey, he does a lot of cool work for paint schemes out there live on Trading Paints and on his Instagram. I think you can check out, I think it's Bits on Instagram or something like that, or just Mitch Crowther. But make sure you hit him up and make sure that you let him know that I sent you, because I just love looking at his paint schemes that he continues to put down. Like you mentioned, Marvin, he's also one of our drivers in one of the other series that I do broadcast for there. He's got his popcorn bucket out there as Jordan Peneziola and Michael Priamu go side by side through one of our tighter sections of the track.
Yeah, and a little bit of a tip right there, or I guess a little bit of tip. What Mitch Crowther, he actually works, or I think it worked at for part of Gradient Racing. He was, I think, I believe, a mechanic for Gradient Racing for the Mustang GT3 in the real life IMSA World Racing Challenge that you see on TV. So a little bit of background story there for Mitch right there. Just wanted to give him a little bit of shout out right there. He's battling hard for P5 right there. 3-way battle. Mitch has been silent, but I don't know if this joke is going to age well or not, but silent but deadly right here at the Skid Mark Sim Racing. He is right now looking at P5. He is looking. Oh my God, but he is right there, and he's just about to slot back in. Not going to be too much. He's not going to make too much of a stink between these drivers right here, but he's going to try to do and work his way up to P5.
Dory still out up front, dropping a log on the field, but back here between this splash of Jordan, Michael, Mitch, 5th, 6th, 7th. Who's it going to be? Michael's going to peek out into the inside. Is anybody home? No. Michael says thank you very much. Slots it right up through. That'll be back up to P5. Battle still isn't quite over here. Just Jordan Peneziola tries to slot it back around to the inside. That got tight.
Oh, very tight. Not a good... I wanted to try to make that move, just try to set up for this corner right here. Oh my goodness, Mitch right now, he tried to look a little bit, but he didn't make anything work out because he just doesn't want to take out Jordan and ruin his chances, because we got still quite about close to an hour away between the checkered flag as we pass through the leader for the BMW class right there. That is Logan Wilson right there. And, oh, actually, no, Logan Wilson, never mind. Logan Wilson is right here. This is your class leader.
I really did. I don't know why. I think because that was our leading paint scheme earlier on in the race, huh?
Yeah, he was the leader for the majority of the race, but I believe Pit Cycles just cycled through. So right now we're looking at Logan Wilson, and I'm also going to say, let me give a shout out here to Dylan Baste. He's P2 right now. He's been kind of quiet. Oh, as I say,
Oh, the Marvin Tater curse.
Marvin Tater curse, I guess, to understeer that same corner that I dread a lot. Oh, go out a little bit, kick a little bit of dirt right there. Don't worry, I think some organic hogwash is going to get that stain right off that quarter panel or that BMW. But right now, organic hogwash sponsoring this BMW right now, or at least all over of that BMW race car for Dylan Baste, who's been just quiet throughout the whole race. Right now, sitting comfortably in P2. He's not close to Logan, but he's also not being harassed by anybody else for P2. So he's got quite a bit of distance, so he can sit comfortably.
Oh, God, I had one. Oh, I'll retract that one. I'll save it for later. It's Dylan Baste up to P2. He's basting it like a turkey. That's actually when he first joined one of the leagues that I do broadcast for. I actually, how could you screw up that last name? Yeah, well, apparently I did, as I do quite a bit. And Dylan Baste, that was the first kind of interaction I had with him. It's just based like a turkey, and it's just continued to stick. He is basting this whole race like a turkey, kind of slowly, methodically, having himself a really, really good race. Oh my God, Sean and Tater curse strikes again.
As we talk about, I mean, he's got quite a bit of a distance, so if he could, oh no, he's no.
Powers here.
Oh no! I mean, he's still got a gap, but now that gap is 10 seconds versus 20 seconds. Oh my goodness! I mean, it just goes to show anybody watching on YouTube. I mean, anything can and will happen. And right now, he's just trying to clean the tires off because he does not want the same thing to happen the previous lap at the same corner. Oh my goodness! I mean, he's definitely is gonna have to get some organic hogwash to clean the undercarriage of that car at the end of this race, because my oh my, I mean, these cars have seen dirt, grass, different types of grind, but don't worry, organic hogwash should be able to get that out.
So he gets the Marvin Tater, then the Sean and Tater, and then he's just going to need the OG hogwash to wash it all out. I think that'll add it all right and on up. It'll be Logan Wilson down there into pit lane. Also, another quick look at a driver who has a drive-through penalty. Unfortunately, the driver in the number 25, Andrew Taphorn, for a collision on lap 48. That was one of our drivers running up within the top 4 to 5 positions in LMP2. I don't think Andrew has served it here just yet. I'll double check on that one, as it should be within these next couple of laps if he does. Back up there to Logan Wilson. He falls back to P3. Still continuing to lose some spots out there after those air drops. The air jacks drop, and he's all full of Sunoco race fuel and some 4 freshies on that one. Making his way down and throughout the pit exit. He has now Dylan Baste and Kieran out there running first and second, now 20 seconds in front of him, but they will obviously, excuse me, I say obviously, but it looks like that at least Kieran has already made a pit stop at least 7 laps prior. So Dylan Baste, our race leader in BMW, he is still going to need to make a stop. Kieran is going to go a little bit longer on this strategy, and Logan Wilson falls back to P3. Amethyst Reese P4. How about Michael, the man from the land down under? He's running P5 in the BMW.
Nice little top 5 right now from Michael, as we see somebody go off a little bit off there. Oh my goodness, yep, that's a LMP3 right in front of Michael, but we keep on going right now. Now, I'm going to say Dylan Baste right now, P1. Like I said before, he's been quiet right now. Hasn't made too much of a stink right now when it comes to like shaking up the field. I'm going to continue on with some jokes here, but no, on all seriousness right here, Dylan Baste has definitely been quiet right now throughout this race, trying to keep himself out of trouble. Had a little bit of a hiccup there in one of the corners, but I mean, he's right now sitting in P1. He's actually sitting pretty good right now, 8.5 seconds ahead of Kieran.
Also, let's see. Oh, gosh, we found it first, but we do have a driver up for the cleanest undies award. That's going to be Clyde Simmons right now, with only one incident out there on track. I'm still looking for his name down there in the timings and standings. There's a lot, there's a lot of names out there racing tonight. But man, Clyde, keep it up, man, and keep it running clean in the number 93 machine. Marvin, realistically, how many incidents do you think you'd have at this point in the race if you were running in one of these BMWs?
Yeah, if that was a general question, I would have to say what car am I driving in what league? Am I sitting at? Am I sitting in last or first?
Yeah.
But if we're talking about here in the BMW, oh man, I don't know. I don't have too much experience with the BMW because I know it's a little bit of a pushy car. Not too much downforce. It's like want to say it's kind of like a Miata, but with much more horsepower, because you have to rely on the suspension and driver technique. So, and the horsepower will just come out to get you. I'm probably going to say about like maybe 12x, 12 to 13x here.
Especially an hour and a half down, I'm starting to push more and more. Let's check in on some live driver cameras, see how they're doing. We got Michael Lamberger there. He is up there in race control. There's his eyes rolling all around the screen. Also Dane Perkins, he's had to roll his sleeves up. Jeffrey Harris, I think I see some sweat beading. How about Josh Kohler as well as Kieran up there? He's locked and loaded in that bottom right camera shot. Let's compare and contrast. Right now we're on board with Kieran as well as looking on him on your, once again, bottom right screen. Well, I guess of the driver cameras on the left screen.
Yeah, on board with Kieran right now. Yeah, he's definitely trying to chase down Dylan, who's currently in P1. So definitely he's locked and he's loaded. Oh, LMP3 is just slicing through. Oh, driving it a little bit, trying to pass through right there. That might have been a skid mark moment right there for Kieran, but hey, you know what? He still gets it. I mean, you got to look right there, like on the screen, looking outside towards the cars. You can't tell the speed differential between the cars, but right there on board with Kieran, you saw that LMP3 just slingshot through there between the BMWs. There's a huge difference in speed and in handling ability between a car with some horsepower and no downforce versus a car with too much horsepower and more downforce as we go on board and see. And those Dane Perkins, yeah, right there, just spun it around, and I think he might have just lost one spot, but he got it back up, and no damage, no harm, no foul. I mean, if there was damage, we're probably going to have to get GMH Construction and try to redo that tire barrier there and try to remodel the track to get it ready for the next set of races here at Okayama.
I can't believe
A little bit of sponsor plug right there.
There it is. It was better than my attempt when we sat some side by side up there trying to rush it through. But in all seriousness, though, that was actually really good. Great job there, Marvin. I did see Dane Perkins. He's like thumbs down. He right before he wrecked, and then so he was already either not happy with the way his car is handling or the way kind of things on track went there for him, and he's still working his way back and around. So endurance racing, it's physical. It's definitely physical. It's also kind of the mental strategies of it all here as well as just keeping your head down, keeping lap after lap after lap. You can't really get within that flow state within the traffic that we do have. Battle for the race lead is now 4.3 seconds, as well as battle for 5th and 6th, who you see on your screen right now. Michael Priamu as well as Jordan Mesiola. Right now, this is our closest battle on track within the LMP3 class.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for P5 right now between Jordan and Michael. And a little bit of dirt kicked up right there, but I mean, we keep it going and cool and calm and collected here between these two drivers right now. Long ways to go. Oh boy. Dylan Base is lapping Michael. Oh boy. Oh no, there's some LMP3s right there. Oh man. Now, if I'm looking at this correctly, Dylan, did he take a pit stop? Because he's now currently P4.
Yeah,
he was P1.
Pit on lap, well, he pit on lap 50, and we're at lap 61. Excuse me, that may be on lap within class. So yeah, Dylan did pit within these last. Excuse me, let me double check here. I don't want to say something. He did pit.
Okay, no, so that would explain that right now. But I mean, he's back at the point. He's got fresher tires. He's on P4 right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure for Dylan, if things go smoothly and there's no more wrecks between the leaders, I mean, I'm pretty sure he should be able to be close to Amethyst, and he might be able to get a podium finish considering his eventful day today. I mean, he's been quiet, but also there's been kind of a couple issues there with between traffic, but I mean, he's been overall pretty clean and calm and collected. But right now, if there's no shakeup in the SM2 class, I mean, he could sit here with a podium spot if he can manage to catch up Amethyst Reese, who is about, I want to say, 8 seconds ahead, which is pretty good. I mean, fresher tires does help here, Sean.
Fresher tires does help. Checking YouTube lands really quick. I see. Oh, well, dang it. Freaking Mike's already got it. Yorkelton was asking what number Jeff Harris is, and that would be car number 1, as I've added car numbers up there to those left side graphics. I'll probably take them off here within the next couple of laps because it sends the gap a little bit to the right side of the screen, but a gap is a-okay. Sometimes, you know, gaps are what we've strive for in sim racing, especially if you're leading or one of the front 3 race leaders within your class. You're going to want as much of the gap as you can. You're not going to want this gap right here, though, if you're Alex McLean and Jesus going at it. This is for 7th and 8th LMP3 class. I think just about every single time out here that we've seen Jesus continue to work his way back up towards the pack, it's been relatively clean and ethical racing. He leaves instead of instead of a half width, he leaves kind of half of a track width here between the teams, and that's something that I know that Michael Lemberger kind of strives for here for some sim racing and real life racing action. It's going to be Jesus who plays the defensive line out there about 100 feet way earlier into the braking zone there. He's able to close off that entrance, any entrance that Alex McLean could have had there. It'll be side by side here from some different class racing. Alex, he's resorted back up to P8. Back up and onto the right-hander uphill portion that we go, and then to the last 2 right-handers up the track to complete lap number 63. Jesus still leads in that P7, Alex P8, and then a little bit loose out there on corner exits. It's Mitch Crowther, Michael Priamu in 5th and 6th. I am going opposite order here, and then 5th through 1st. I'll go in order here. It'll be Dory, Tyler Satterfield, Andrew Taphorn, Jordan Penizziola, and Mitch Crowther, top 5 in the race.
Well, it looks like Mitch right now, yeah, P5 for Mitch. So he's looking pretty solid right now. I mean, if he can keep it going right now and keep the consistency going, he might be able to catch up Jordan, which would be P4 for Mitch, which is a pretty good position for him. Oh boy, Michael sent it a little bit more right there. Oh, that M2 is going to hold everything up right there. And this is one of those corners that you definitely can make it or break it. Oh, Mitch got around that BMW and definitely gave Mitch a break between himself and Michael. So that hopefully will give Mitch a little bit more of a break when it comes to him and Michael for P5. As we enter this little right-hander right here and going through this fast sweeping next 2 turns, you can be right-handers here. That BMW might make things a little bit interesting for Michael. Yeah, it does. Cuts him off a little bit and gives Mitch a little bit of a break, but we keep it calm and cordial here as we approach, I believe, about what? I would say a little bit less than an hour away.
Oh, no, no, no. We got one going around here. I'm trying to find it on the timing and scoring, so we're just going to have to go replay. It's Ashley and the number 35. We still don't know if it was internet problems or what it was earlier on in the race, but, oh, excuse me. Oh, no, no. Ashley gets tagged and bagged out of there, I think, of the number 13 LMP3 machine.
Tough luck for Ashley. She was really good being I think she went all the way up to what, P2 for a bit until that internet issue. Oh, the LMP3 I think misjudged it and overbraked and trying to pass Ashley and yeah, unfortunately took her out and spun her around. Tough luck for Ashley.
Also, another really quick look at a race replay, and this is pretty much all the only heavy contacts that we have seen for these last couple of laps. Here's going to be Land Cloud. Oh, that thing got so tight. They tried to save it, and then right in the outside tire barrier. Oh, did they keep it out of it? They did. Nice job, Land.
Kept it out. Man, not Land Cloud. Nice job keeping it out of the barrier. That exact same thing happened to me at the last GR86 race. I was here. The onboard camera with Land Cloud. Going into the left-hander here. The only difference is mine right there. There was a little bit of dirt right there. Oh, my goodness. It might have gotten overcorrected a little bit, and then unfortunately it took him back out to the dirt there, but kept together, no damage.
Mitch Crowther, Michael Priamu going at it. Oh, traffic up in front of him. That allows Mitch Crowther to use that BMW M2 machine as a pick, and that's up in there between one of our front running positions, I believe, for BMW as they make their way down and around Dylan Based up there running in P4 in class. Now that battle's starting to simmer down here just a little bit, it's still Kieran out up front. Logan Wilson, there's 2 seconds that separate our BMW M2 class lead, but I will add, they are in the same camera shot of one another, and the gap does continue to close down with one another. It's now Amethyst Reese who runs P3, Dylan Bache P4, Michael Angeli, John Higgins-Higg, Caden Castor, and Sam Westlake. That's the top 8 positions. Looking at the last lap, the last lap times here between the 2 front runners, it's a lot of St. Patrick's Day down there for Logan Wilson. Logan stalking, creeping his way back up towards the front of the pack, where remember that little bit of different pit stop strategy. I believe it was 5 laps separating Kieran and Logan on their stops. Logan is continuing to crawl his way back up towards the front.
Yeah, this battle between the 2 BMWs right now is tightening up as Logan Wilson is slowly creeping up and chipping away at Kieran's lead. But however, if we're looking also at the LMP3 class, Tyler and Dory, there's also a battle between them 2. It was about half a second, then it extended to about 1.3 seconds. Tyler right now leading Dory, and it's about extended it to 1.3 seconds between those 2. Tyler has actually been very consistent, keeping out of trouble, trying to, there's an LMP3 off the tracker in front of him. Oh, Dory locked it up a little bit. I think that was Dory, right? Yeah, that was Dory. I think Dory might have gotten a little bit loose and just locked it up to try to catch it instead of trying to spin it around and save it. But, man, that extended the lead now to Tyler, and Dory lost all that time. Now he's going to have to catch up to it, or I believe he's going to catch up to Tyler by 3.8 seconds away.
So Marvin, great job alluding to what had happened to Tyler and Dory here. Oh, I saw it here. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to have to rerun this race replay. Here's Tyler and... Oh, man, there he is. That's what happened to Dory. So he was off track out there. That was before the incident that we just saw. That allowed Tyler Satterfield, to pass Dory. We're going to have to rewind it here just a little bit and see how he went off the track.
I believe, no, I was going to see if that BMW had anything to do with it, but no, looks like this was, right there, hit the dirt. Yep. That right there. Yep. In the GR86 and in the Miatas, ladies and gentlemen, you can kind of 2-wheel it into the dirt a little bit, and it'll help the car rotate a little bit if you can get it just right. But with the LMP3, they rely so much on downforce.
Whoa.
Oh, that was a close call with the BMW. If you get into the dirt, I mean, you're just good as done. I mean, it's just about it.
So pit stops, or First of all, another great breakdown from the Marvin Tater. Marvin, we appreciate you. And hopping on board here for 2.5 hours of LMP3 and BMW M2 action here on this Deuce and a half out of Skidmark Sim Racing. Appreciate everybody down there in YouTube land, as well as Organic Hogwash, as well as GMH Construction. Real quick checking in down there in YouTube land. Car number 3, Josh Culler, drive-through penalty for causing a collision on lap 51. Number 13, Dane Perkins, also with a drive-through penalty for drive bomb on lap 62. Is there a live timing for people in the not in the top 8? I'll real quick here, Marvin. I'm gonna leave this up to you. I'm gonna link a real quick link for live timing for the race fans down there on YouTube.
Absolutely, Sean, right there. As Sean goes ahead and does that, I see Mitch. I believe he's gonna be losing it just a little bit right there, but we're right now focused on Lamb Cloud, who sits in P11 after saving that car from the tire barrier. We're also looking at a battle between Mitch, I believe that's Michael, for P5 right there behind Lamb. Oh my goodness, that's a tight battle right there. And right now we're looking at P3, which was Amethyst. But no, you're all good. You're good, Sean. I know there's a lot going on the track. But yeah, right now Michael is closed the gap a little bit with Mitch. Oh, now P3 off the track in front of him, but he keeps it off the track to not interfere with this battle going on. Mitch has been pretty consistent, but looks like Michael's got a little bit more pace. But Michael, it needs to be very patient if he's got the pace to do so, not try to do anything over egregious. Try to pass Mitch and try to get that P5 spot. Remember, we got about a little less than an hour left in this race. Looking like the driving is a little bit ramped up, a little bit turned up, where we're about to go towards the end of this race, and all of the drivers are feeling the pressure on now. It looks like for Mitch right now, he's solid right now in the top 5 position. If he can get a little bit more pace, he can probably catch up to Jordan for P4. But right now, Michael is hunting Mitch and looking all over that bumper. That Sharpie-inspired livery of that LMP3 all over the back bumper of Mitch. Looking up to the inside, hard braking. Mitch gives him room, but he's got a little bit more roll speed. He's going to carry it through that backstretch. It's going to hurt Michael a little bit in a long-term speed. He's going to have to use that draft to try to make up that time. He's going to maybe try to brake a little bit deeper into this right-hander, but don't brake too deep to where you lock up the brakes. Looks like we keep it there. Michael made up a little bit of time with Mitch. I'm going to try to do it again. Taking a wider line onto the outside, trying to go cut the corner a little bit, hit the apex a little bit better, carry a little more speed than Mitch. Looks like we're about a standstill there. I can tell right now between these two, Michael brakes a little bit better than Mitch on the first section of the track, while Mitch keeps up the momentum better on the second half of the track.
I noticed in live time he's scoring 3 wide going into turn 1. That's going to be John Higgins Higg and Caden Castor. This is for 5th and 6th within the BMW M3 class. Caden Castor, he's worked his way up to P5. That's 1 spot since the drop of the race. John Higgins, that's 3 spots gained after he's continuing to really work his way towards the front of the pack. It's going to be Sam Westlake, Michael Angeli, as well as I think that's Clyde right there running in the number 93 machine in P9 in class.
We're taking a look at Samus?
Yeah, a little bit.
I know I've heard the name before. That's I want to say that's Irish. I want to say, I don't know. I apologize if somebody's going to smack me right here in YouTube land. Go ahead and call me out on that. I want to say Simus. I want to say Simus. He's right now sitting in P9. Sitting comfortably right now as I see Amethyst Reese right there behind Simus. But right now, it looks like Simus is right now 1 lap down. He's going to try to get away and move out of the way of Amethyst Reese, who's currently P3.
All right, ladies and gents, we're going to take a quick break from racing, but we'll continue to keep it out here on the screen, though. But we got a very special person to join us up here in the booth. It's the one, it's the only. How are you doing here? It's Michael Lemberger, our league owner, who's put on the race here tonight.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, it's couldn't be beating some endurance racing here tonight. How's it going up there in live timing excuse me, what's the word? Race control. There you go.
Yeah, it's going great. One of the big worries that I had for this race was getting multi-class racing with 40 cars taking the field. There's not a huge delta between the LMP2s and the BMWs in the corners. And then a lot of people we don't know, but we had a driver's meeting this morning, went over a lot of the things that I'm looking for, and this race has been orders of magnitude cleaner than I thought it was going to be, so it's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun. It looks like drivers having a lot of fun as well. Now, I will have to apologize. I know this was going to be a huge event, but man, what are we working with? 38 drivers out here on the track. I mean, it's massive.
Yeah, it was super exciting to see. Like you had mentioned, we did this as an event to get people interested in season 7 of our Sunday Night Racing League, and we pulled in 20 plus people that I haven't met before, so I think it's definitely mission accomplished on that. We're doing LMP3s for our next season, but we also wanted to have a free vehicle at a free track. Just, iRacing obviously expensive, so we thought it'd be a good way to just get some people in to find out about us and see what we're all about.
Something that I tried to also allude to our viewers here before the race was I thought the way that you kind of sold the league by saying, frustrating running and officials punted by people. just learn something and be punted by the same people race after race. I thought that was hilarious, Mike.
Yeah, for sure. I picked up auto racing in real life, wheel to wheel through Lemons and Champ Car, I was pretty terrified my first race. I tell people it was like the movie Talladega Nights with Ricky Bobby after he has that incident and he thinks he's like flying out on the track and he's actually only doing 25 miles an hour. That was for sure me, my first auto race. I got into sim racing after that, and it's made me 10 times better. I'm still not very good, but I'm at least 10 times better than I was in real life. So it's been awesome. We have a great community of guys. We not only do our Sunday Night Racing League, we do a bunch of the iRacing endurance events. We sometimes field 3 cars for, we had 3 different teams for the Daytona 24, and it's just a really cool community, and that's something that I want to keep. One of the things that we're doing with season 7 is we have really competitive drivers, but we also have guys that don't want to commit 10, 20 hours a week to practice for our Sunday night race. So we've got this called Club Competition Class, and it's a great way. It's fixed setup. You get 4 drops instead of 2 drops, and the expectation there is that you spend an hour practicing, and you can come and have fun, but not feel you know who you're racing. The guys that are competitive know they're racing against the open class with open setups. The casual / club guys know that they're just there for a good time. So looking forward to that for season 7.
Man, that's actually, you could get behind that right there. What? How many more weeks until season 7 eventually makes way?
Yeah, so season 7 kicks off February 15th, week after the Super Bowl. I know that people are probably going to be tuned in for the Super Bowl, so we thought it'd be fun. Now that there's no football and we're from the Midwest, we have plenty of cold, so we need our indoor activities. So, looking to kick things off February 15th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Well, I appreciate you up here, Mike, kind of taking a few minutes out of your kind of race control to join us up there. I know that you have had to give through a couple of drive-through penalties, but hey, we're at the 147 mark out here, almost at the 2-hour mark. And I think this has still been a very, very clean race that we've had going on here. A couple lockups here and there, but hey, that's just LMP3 racing.
got some notes here. There's been some super exciting battles. Lap 29 with Tyler, Dan, Ashley, and Kieran. Lap 51, Primo and the BMWs. Lap 55, Dylan and the commentator Curse. So I've got the stream on in the background while I'm live stewarding, but it's been an awesome broadcast. So I'm actually going to go back and rewatch this whole race afterwards. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, great job, guys.
Hey, well, thank you so much. That is kind of what I was alluding to earlier. Once I did see the 38 driver count, I did have to tone down some of my my stream settings to keep this actually moving and grooving. So I apologize if it's maybe not as smooth or whatever as others have been. But Mike, man, I appreciate it. Before I let you get going here, I'm going to bring back Marvin up here, up and into the booth as we continue to watch this battle between 9th and 10th in LMP3. Marvin, is there anything that you'd like to add or really ask out here for the man, the myth, the legend? It's Michael Lamberger up here joining us.
Man, this is some good, clean racing I hear. I'm seeing here. Really appreciate you bringing me on board. A lot of fun here with Sean. A lot of fun here commentating, watching these drivers. A few familiar races, faces as well, and just overall, just a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate the call out. Great call. Let's take it home. No incidents. That's fingers crossed. No major incidents.
Hey, we appreciate it,
All right,
Mike.
take care. See ya.
You do the same, man. Thank you so much. Oh man, I'm grinning ear to ear after a league owner interview up like that. And this is one of the first times that I believe that Skidmark Sim Racing have kind of dove within to broadcasting one of their events. A huge lockup there. I believe that's going to be for Kevin Garcia. We've continued to watch this battle happen between, this is 9th and 10th. Whoa, now Alexander goes wide.
This is a battle back and forth between these guys, and man. Kevin Garcia and Alexander, they're going back and forth at each other. One was, I think, what was it? Kevin Garcia locked up the brakes. He did a nice little drift there. And then Alexander, I believe, tried to make it work on the outside, but just couldn't make it stick and just went wide. And but good, clean racing, though. Oh, looks like, I think that might be Kevin Garcia. No, Alexander. I think Alexander went to the pit road. I'm not sure. It's just a top off fuel or something.
Man, and speaking of drivers heading down pit lane, real quick, just checking YouTube land, and I'll throw it back up here to you, Marvin. Unfortunately, Lorenzo saying he had to retire, no points. He screwed the race, he's saying, with that drive-through penalty there. Man, Lorenzo, probably one of our drivers that we were looking at to win the race. If you're still watching, I know this stings here for you, man. But keep your head in it and keep your head down throughout that season if you join us for LMP3 racing. And we'll definitely be, hopefully, seeing you up there in victory lane. Like Yorkelton says, it was a good attempt. Ricardo says, oh, God. That was close proximity, I think, if my translation is working correctly, with Lorenzo. Or, no, I think he just says, Lorenzo, good job. Back up here to the front after some poor translation on my part. Tyler Satterfield leading Andrew Taphorn. Andrew, I believe, a driver with, yeah, definitely 1 to 2 drive-through penalties earlier on. He falls back down to 26 seconds back, but still sits P2. Jordan Peniziola P3. Dan Piazza just now leaving pit lane, excuse me. He sits P4 in class. He should cycle back out here to at least 2 or 3. Mitch Crowther continues to have an immaculate run here tonight in his number 2 LMP3 Ligier. He's up to P7, obviously rocking as any time we've seen Mitch Crowther and his Mittens Motorsports very, very nicely paint schemed LMP3 machine. Mitch paints quite a bit of his own cars as well as anybody's down there in YouTube land. I gotta stop talking about him. And Mitch Crowther almost gets the Sean and Tater curse.
Mitch, he almost had an oopsie right there coming off that corner, which I know it's a little bit hard because you got to put the power down so smoothly. But, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, it's just you ended up losing the backhand.
Kieran Lifflander up and into the lead once again in the BMW M2 class. It'll be Logan Wilson, Amethyst Reese, Dylan Bass, and Caden Kassler. Also, whoa, car up and in front of off the track of our race leader BMW class. That's either going to be Tyler Satterfield or his teammates there. Couldn't quite catch the car number. Was it Tyler? It was. That was our LMP3 overall race leader. Very, very off the track by a mile out there heading into turn, I think it was turn 1.
Yeah, I might have pushed a little bit too much, but remember, ladies and gentlemen, as the tires get warm and hot, the race goes on, dirt on the track. I mean, the cars just do not turn as they did. Tyler looks like he might have overdrove it a little bit. That's both race leaders right there in one shot in two different classes, but we keep it together and Tyler continues on. He doesn't lose too much ground. It's only 21 seconds between himself and Andrew, so he keeps on going and he keeps on trucking. As far as Kieran's concerned, I mean, excuse me, he's a little bit of a closer gap between himself and Logan. So any little mistake like that could cost him the win between himself and the Allied Endurance Green Team BMW, and a log into view P2 for the BMW class right there between 6.7 seconds between those two. As for Tyler and the Allied Endurance Racing Team, yeah, it's about 22-second gap, 23-second gap actually, between himself and Andrew.
Now, Marvin, something that's really only crossed my mind here these last, excuse me, there was one race where I wasn't, doing all the directing, producing it, and I was just commentating. And it's something that I have just remembered here, Marvin. You have pretty much only been doing this race. You exactly been only doing this race off of what pretty much the viewers see down there in YouTube land, and that's just the live timings as far as the top 8 drivers in LMP3 and top 5 drivers on the BMW side of things. Marvin, you continue to, crystal ball, Marvin Tater it up here. I appreciate you once again taking the 2.5 hours out of your day to join me up here in the booth, and as well as just doing it with as little information up here as far as, visual live timing and graphics go.
No problem, Sean. It's a lot of fun to do anything, commentating, anything around you, anything around, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I mean, this is a lot of fun. This great racing, and I mean, I'm kind of used to being just winging it. Like that's just kind of how it is. Just gotta wing it. Sometimes get sent down to the wolves, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's just how it is. And it's watching these drivers go at it. I know a lot of these drivers end up just going with it, and see what happens. And as we see Josh Kohler right here, and it is what it is. It's just name of the game. You just got to be given those curveballs and then just go with it.
Well said there, Marvin. And man, I just glanced up there in the time. Man, time flies when you're having fun. There's only, what is that, about 35 minutes left to go in the race. So there's only about 25 minutes left within open voting for your favorite paint scheme tonight. Reminder that driver gets $10 headed towards their name. Josh Kohler with a, hey, this is also a paint scheme that could definitely possibly take away that $10 here tonight. If you have already locked in your vote, unfortunately there is no more voting, but really quick, we're gonna go, oh, there's a driver off the track, but really quick, we're gonna go down the whole field right now. Right now, if you're still tuned in here on Stam Studio Network, it's Sean Stam, Marvin Samayoa, and we're gonna take you through the field here, each and every single one of our drivers. Now is the time, right now, lock in those paint scheme, well, your only paint scheme of the race vote. I know I have quite a few paint schemes in mind here, but we'll have to see as we continue to work our way down through the pack. Marvin, I'll take this LMP3 pack, and then I'll throw it over to you for BMW. This is the top 5 between Tyler, Andrew, Jordan, Dan, and Jesus. Jesus making his way downtown in that hot pink Felinity V racing machine. Also has Alex McLean and a little bit of a gradient, kind of hot pink going over back into kind of mint green, if you will, sitting P6. Michael, we've mentioned his name and paint scheme quite a few times tonight. He's running the Sharpie LMP3 drawn machine. Mitch Crowther, he got a little bit of a kind of navy, kind of olive green, that American flag out there on that rear dolphin fin. Kevin Garcia also running in a Miami Vice, kind of Vice Motorsports gradiented machine. Land Cloud, he's up here running in the all matte black, a little bit of a shiny orange and blue on that's 434. Yeah, LMP3 machine. It'll be Davis color. He's right now sitting in P11 in class. That's also a really nice paint scheme. Same exact one is up there, Tyler Sattersfield. Alexander Eck running that golf livery on his LMP3. It'll be Jeffrey Harris right there behind him. Mitchell, we saw his paint scheme here tonight. Almost kind of, well, it's a lime green machine there, if you will. Sydney Thompson running in P14 LMP3. Some more, another hot pink. What is that orange there on the side panel? Taylor Miller, Bentley Martin. That's 15th, 16th. Dane Perkins 17th, and that's going to round out our LMP3 paint jobs. Marvin, I'll throw it over here to you for BMW M2s.
All right. Well, let's go through the BMW list right here. We're going to go with P1, Kieran. I'm not going to butcher his last name, so I'm just going to go with Kieran right here in the black and gray green with the American rooftop flag, BMW M2. Currently sitting in P1, followed by Logan Wilson and the 911 police wee woo inspired police vinyl wrapped BMW M2, sitting about 7 seconds away from P1 from Kieran. So you got to definitely keep an eye on those two. This may come down to the wire. Then in P3 for some Taco Bell action, which I might want to get a Mexican pizza here right after the race myself, is Amethyst Reese sitting in P3 for Crystal Gems and do a pretty good job. Dylan Bass, he's been we've been talking about him a little bit. He's been quiet in that, sitting comfortably in P4 for that organic hogwash inspired BMW, sitting in P4. Good job for him. As we go down into the order right here, it is a 5th place, Hayden Kassler. And I want to say also, nice livery inspired, Michelin tire inspired livery he's got there. Sitting in P5 for Marathon Motorsports. Been quiet all day and sitting comfortably. Top 5 finish. Good job for Caden. P6, we're looking at Sam Westlake for Bootfish Racing. Right now it's got like a white star. I'm trying to see dark blue, light blue livery design. I like blue, so I'm actually gonna I'm just gonna give props there to Sam Westlake. He's been sitting quietly. P6. Oh, as I say that, I guess the Marvin Taylor is the fight there. No, who was that though? Was that wasn't our leader, wasn't it? I don't think so.
Marvin, I'm gonna have to throw you out of the booth.
No,
that was our
it
race
was not.
leader, dude. Marvin Taylor.
That was our race leader. Oh no, I think I might have to stop at P7 because every time I talk, somebody gets into a wreck. Tyler's got to be careful. He's still got 25 seconds ahead. But my, oh my, what happened there? That's the aftermath. Okay, so looks like, okay, Tyler's coming up. I think the BMW got loose and came onto Tyler. It was nothing on purpose. Unfortunately, just got onto the throttle a little bit too aggressive. Tires worn, and unfortunately, Tyler was the unfortunate soul right around him.
Oh.
Looks like it's not too much damage, so Tyler continue on. He didn't lose too much ground. He knew exactly what he had to do, just get that car started, back, load up, and then continue on. So it looks like Tyler passed the BMW. So yeah, it looks like Tyler's back on to the point. So 15 seconds, but it's no big deal. Still 30 minutes left. Just can't have any more of those. But as we go back into the BMWs right here, Michael Angeli from Australia. I like that teal, black, and white livery design. He's sitting comfortably in P7 right now, just trying to stay out of trouble right ahead of P3 Amethyst Reese. And then as we go to PA, I'm going to say Simus and the slow Jameson design. I'm trying to look at what the sponsor is. I have no idea what that sponsor is. If anybody can tell me, YouTube land. I have no idea. I'm trying to read the sponsor, but looks like right there, Viva something. I'm just going to go. Viva Slow Jamison, I think. I don't know. That might be it. I might have gotten that. But I do like it. Kind of has a Denny Hamlin inspired theme to it. With
Mavis Tires.
Mavis Tires. Yep, I like that. As we roll through to P9, Ashley M. Tofty. Ashley M. Tofty. She's had a very up and down day. She was up all the way up to P2. Unfortunately, some internet connection dropped her all the way down to P12. 2 laps down, but looks like she's fought her way back to P9. So within the top 10. I like that dark blue inspired paint scheme she's got on there. Keeping out of trouble, just trying to set laps and trying to make out of a good day, considering the things that she'd had to overtake. E10 right now. We're looking at Josh Kohler right now, and I'm not going to go ahead and name the racing team just for the sake of staying on YouTube. But we're just going to say I like that Looney Tunes kind of inspired Porky Pig design for both the driver icon and the livery scheme on there. E11 Bao van Normnam, I believe, and then that Monza sponsored, like kind of like a lime green, teal dark green matte paint scheme. So he's doing a good job being in P11. I think it was at P15 for a bit, and then we go to P12.
That'll be all that we can cut to there, unfortunately, Marvin, because from everybody there on out is down and into, unfortunately, the virtual garage.
No worries, no worries, Sean. I'm going to throw it back out to you right now. Looks like, real quick, if I throw it back to you, looks like there's a 40-second lead difference between Tyler and Jordan. It was up to 15 after Tyler had that spin live on view, and now looks like it's extended all the way to 40 seconds. Wonder what happened there.
A 30-second battle there, diverging the race lead, and as we see Dylan Bass joining us down in YouTube land saying, bummer, his sim actually crashed. So Dylan Bass going to continue fall positions. Looks like he's made it out there back and into the session, back on the racetrack, but loses, probably a whole lap, if not two, back from where he was running earlier on. It's only Kieran Lifelander, Logan Wilson, Amethyst Reese, and Caden Kassler, right now running, that are still shown on the lead lap in this BMW M2 class. There's only 25 minutes left to go in this race, only about 15 until the voting for paint scheme of the race goes up. Now that we've gone through every single one of these drivers, make sure you get your votes in there. Yorkelton saying that, oh man, the link that I offered did not work. Okay, I apologize there for it, but back up here to the closest battle on track. That'll be Land Cloud and Davis Color running in 10th and 11th position. Yorkelton, I'm going to try to send one more link out there in YouTube land. I know there's only 25 minutes to go, but I will try one more thing.
Look right now between the battle between P10, Land Cloud, trying to keep that top 10 away from Davis Color, but Davis will not be denied. He will try to do his very best to get P10. As the time runs down, about 25 minutes left on the clock. Oh, somebody did a little slide back there. I think that might have been Davis Color. He might have been sliding back there off screen. Let's take a look at this right here. Let's go down to turn one. Yep, right there. A little too hot. Oversteered, kept it off the wall. Whoa. Oh, almost got hit by another car, but I mean, kept it on straight, so no damage. Tough luck for Davis. I mean, he's going to try to. He's only got 25 minutes left to try to get a top 10 finish, but as we focus back on to Tyler, that gap's shrunk just a smidge, but I mean, I believe maybe Jordan might have gotten some tires as a last-ditch effort to try to make something happen here with Tyler with about 25 minutes left.
I like what you're saying there, but as I bring up the timing spent on pit lane, it is roughly about the same, 73.5 seconds for Tyler Satterfield, and Jordan Penisiola right now, he spent 72 seconds down on pit lane. But like you were mentioning though, the recent pit stops, Jordan Penisiola, he went down on pit lane. He spent 63.8 seconds, so a faster pit stop, as well as coming on lap 75. Andrew Taphorn pits on lap 84. I can't quite see how much time was spent on pit lane there for, yes I can, it'll be 53 seconds, so a little bit faster pit lane stop there between our P3 and P4 drivers, that final driver interview position in that LMP3 class. Dan's
been pretty aggressive when it comes to throughout this whole race. Sitting comfortably in P3. Now, Kieran right now is he's been sitting pretty comfortably P1. I think he's extended the lead between himself and Logan Wilson by about 1 second. So it's gone up to 7.9 seconds, maybe 8 seconds as Kieran goes by the camera right now. So it looks like Kieran is about comfortably, as long as nothing happens, this may be his race, but you never know. You never know in these long endurance races like that right there. The moment we talk about it, and then there's something happens around our leaders. Oh my goodness! With almost 20 minutes left on the clock. Oh, we have a little pit stop here. This may shake things up. Is this like was this part of the strategy? Splash and go?
No, I do
Take a
see
look.
he's staying on the asphalt, so no invisible air jack's going to work. It'll be just a splash and a dash. But our race leader down into pit lane, Tyler Satterfield, will have to see. Okay, he's down and off of the box. It's still 30 seconds that separates him and Jordan Paneziola. We should still see at least one more pit stop for Jordan. Dan has made his pit stop, and so has Andrew. So this still has to cycle out, down and around for our opening class. I know that's with there's only 10 minutes left here within our paint scheme voting as well. I have to actually make my vote right here and right now. It's going to be, I'm going to type it into YouTube land so it makes it all official. I'm going with Tyler Satterfield out here. Not only do we have a couple of these exact paint schemes on track, but I have to give it to Tyler because he is out there leading our LMP3 category. But right now, it's only by 2.5 seconds over Jordan Paneziola. That's 13 seconds over Dan Piezza. They're running in P3.
Yeah, it looks like the battle tightened up just a little bit, but as Sean mentioned, these pit stops do have to cycle out. I believe Jordan still has to make a pit stop one way or another. I guess the real threat right now between Tyler is going to be Dan, who's about 12 seconds away. Still quite a bit of distance, unless something happens. So I don't want to, say, knock on wood on that one. Tyler's got it just about now, as I say.
All right, we're getting off the race later. Screw this.
You know what? I'm just gonna have to not say anything when it comes to like the leaders right now. I'm just gonna have to let Sean do it.
No, don't give it to me either.
I'm gonna have to give the responsibility to Sean. It is Sean Stan Studios Network, so I'm just here co-hosting. So I'm gonna have to leave the commentary when it comes to our leaders to Sean there.
My God. All right, we'll go back down to BMW M2 class just really quick. It's, oh God, I'm scared to say something out of their last corner. It's Kieran Lifflander still leading over Logan Wilson. Remember, what was battles all throughout the whole race between pretty much these front two drivers. Shoot, even call it Amethyst Reese up there. If she's able to find herself within that top 3 driver interview position, this will be a fun one that's been quite a while, but's been knocking on the door here for it. Amethyst Reese and the Taco Bell, number 19 BMW machine. See if she can rock and roll her way. Right now, she's got a 45-second gap over Caden Kassler, as well as a 37-second gap in front of, that's only going to be about 8 seconds in front of P2 and P3 in BMW. Dylan Bass back out here on track after an unfortunate sim crash for that Hogwash, OHOGwash.com machine. He's back out here, back up within the top 5, but I think for what should have been a possible final driver interview position. Got a feel here or there for him. Unfortunate luck here for Dylan, but keeping it rolling. That's 5 spots gained since the start of the race, I do believe. Back up here to the race lead. It's starting to heat up here. There's only, coming towards the last 25, 26 minutes to go. Tyler Satterfield just got passed by Jordan Paneziola. Our overall race leader is now Jordan, making a pass happen on lap 91. Here's
That
how
was
he
a good
got it
pass
done.
right there. Let's take a look right here. Oh, Tyler. Oh, man. Try to get it around. I believe that's Ashley. Yeah, that might have been Ashley trying to clear. And, but I mean, Jordan still has to make a pit stop, correct?
Now, yes, Marvin, you are correct there. That actually that caught me a little bit off guard too. Unless Jordan Veneziola has been able to save enough fuel. He last pit on lap 46, now on lap coming to lap 92. I don't think there's any way that he's able to save enough, but hey, we've seen crazier things out there on Stam Studio Network.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that might be also the reason why Tyler's not pushing too hard. Probably thinks he's got something. I mean, looks like he's actually closing it up right now. I think Jordan might be coasting, trying to save fuel.
We'll get right back up to this battle for the race leaders. A quick look at Mitch Crowther running in P8 in class. Here we go, uphill left-hander, back switches to the double right-hander. Gonna be a self-induced spin, trying to just carry a little bit too much speed, locks it down, and gets right back moving and grooving. Oh, gonna have to get reversed and then right back to moving.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Sean. Did that happen in front of our leaders?
Let's take another look here at it. I'm still not showing Mitch is down a lap here just yet. Here he comes through the corner. Yeah, okay. He's still not. Oh, now he's showing there just a lap down. So it did update after the leaders crossed the start-finish line. Man, nice look out there, Marvin, right in front of the two race leaders that are now separated by 3 seconds now, as Jordan continues to pull away, but still having to make that last race pit stop.
Yeah, that might have made a difference right there for Tyler losing the lead. I mean, we still got about 15 minutes left to go, and the unknown right now, basically the elephant in the room, as you can say, is whether or not Jordan will have enough fuel to finish the race. Has he been saving that entire time? I mean, we just saw Tyler. He did a splash and go, so he's definitely good on fuel. But is Jordan going to be good on fuel? And also, I just saw Tyler go a little bit wide there. I mean, the lack of tires, maybe might be hurting Tyler. That's why he's not pushing as hard. So he may just be relying on gas, on Jordan going to pit. And that's why he's not pushing as hard as he should be. But, I mean, who knows right now? With 15 minutes left to go, I mean, I'd be scratching my head if I was Tyler.
Real quick, back down into that BMW M2 category. Still 15 seconds that separate Kieran and Logan Wilson. Our race leader last pit on lap 53 and Logan Wilson pitting on lap 58. So as far as things cycling out there, they should cycle out the way that we do see them, hence any late race contact or a driver going off the track or something like that. Logan Wilson still back there, P2, Amethyst Reese P3, Caden Kassler, and Dylan Baste up in the top 5 in that BMW class. This track is about as dirty as we have seen it here tonight. Drivers doing a very nice job at keeping their incident counts relatively low. I think I only see... Yeah, they're all very low counts down here throughout the whole pack. Continue to see some very nice, clean, ethical racing out here. This 2.5 hour Deuce and a half out here live on Stam Studio Network. It's Sean's Day, Marvin Samayoa bringing you the action as we're just now cresting these last 14.5 minutes to go. And I really think our closest battles out here throughout the race have definitely been between that LMP3 class. I think they can, I don't know what it is about them, just run a little bit closer to one another. They have that closing speed, as well as you carry that speed, carry the momentum, get right back on the throttle pedal on corner X, exactly what we see Jeffrey Harris do out here, trying to close that gap back to Sydney Thompson. This is for battle for 13th and 14th in that LMP3 category. Jeffrey not close enough to make that inside line happen into turn 1. Can the crossover possibly presents itself here out here through turns 2 and 3? Doesn't look like it either. Jeff, he's going to have to regroup, rearm, trying to reel in Sydney Thompson, Jalan Cloud, Alexander Eck, and Davis Kohler running 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th right in front of this battle.
Now, as we go back to P1, Tyler, I think that's exactly what happened. Tyler did not push because I believe it was, what, Dan? He might have, when he went to the pit road or something must have happened where he just literally handed over the lead back to Tyler.
I think that was, oh god. There's a lot of going on back here behind the scenes. I think it was actually Jordan Venezuela who's made his way. Either way, Jordan's making his way down into pit lane right now. He's going to have to cycle back down at least into maybe 7th, 8th, possibly 9th position, depending on how much fuel he's going to reload up in that LMP3 Ligier machine. I do want to say that I really do think that all of these BMW pit stops are done and over with here tonight. These drivers able to save enough fuel up and into that white and checkered flag. But also, we can't talk about this BMW M2 class enough without mentioning Kieran. Not only did I was butchering his name in the first maybe quarter of the race, but as well as we got to talk about his driving style, his racecraft, and as well as, most importantly, maybe not most importantly from endurance racing, but that speed and that number 37 machine. That's 2,100. Are you kidding me? Irate and going to work right now. Gets the Sean and Tater curse. Contacts there with that LMP3 of the Gulf livery. I don't think really too much damage here in between the two. But at this point, Marvin, I just got to stop cutting to the race leaders because it's getting pretty bad out here now.
Oh man, with 10 minutes to go, I mean, it's literally just starting to go and turn into a war zone right here. As we watched Kieran right now have a little trouble with another LMP3. That wasn't his fault. I mean, I don't know. I guess the LMP3 thought that there was a hole there that he just tried to make happen or something. But I mean, they could have cost Kieran a lot. But I mean, everything keeps on going, and we see Mitch right there go by Kieran. Man, oh man, 10 minutes left to go, and these drivers are getting antsy, trying to get everything and anything they can.
Definitely got some holes in the, I don't know. I didn't have to set up for it. Logan Wilson, he's up to P2. Amethyst 3 still sitting P3. No changes for position out there in that BMW class. Caden Kastler still sits P4. Dylan Bass works his way back up to P5 after a little bit of a sim hardware crash there. Nice move up there for Dylan, all the way back up to, I think that's actually 5 spots from where he started this race. So started in P10 in class. Should finish it out here P5 with these last 10 minutes to go. I'm not going to talk about Tyler Satterfield. What I'll talk about here is Dan Piezza working his way all the way. I think he started P3 here tonight, if my memory does serve me correct. Hopping on board with our LMP3 driver sitting P2, trying to run away from our Canadian Andrew Taphorn, running in that final driver interview position in our leading class.
And you can see Dan Piezza right now working that steering wheel as the tires are starting to go away on these cars. But luckily, there's only 9 minutes left to go.
He is working that thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's really working it.
I wonder if he's got force feedback just up through the roof, or I mean, just making sure he's not going to spin out at all. I don't think I've ever seen, I mean, that much twitchiness on a sim racing wheel. It's crazy.
Yeah, might have the force feedback very high on that. I mean, oh my goodness.
God, I wish we had Dan up there in one of our live driver cameras. That would be able to dissect that one just a little bit more, but get 2.5 hours of that. My God.
I mean, that reminds me of like a bicycle wheel that's like out of round or something. Like you're just twitching that thing like oh my goodness, man. Like almost like you're on a thin line right there. I mean, I've cranked my force feedback up to 12 Newton meters, and I know that's still kind of light compared to like other drivers run. But even then, with the true force feedback that I got on my Logitech wheel, that to me is like even more. That's like 20 Newton meters or something. Oh my goodness. I couldn't do it. Like I get tired after like 20 minutes. And I can only imagine trying to do this for 2 hours. I mean, the grip strength you must have.
Golly, I'm getting tired just watching it out there. There's only 7 more minutes to go, and with lap times ranging at about the 1.5, well, I'll call it 1.25 range. Ooh, Tyler Satterfield having a little bit of internet blink out there coming toward these last laps. He's back out on the track now in that number 7 LMP3 machine out of Allied Endurance. We should start, well, we've been getting to the nitty gritty here tonight, but it's definitely these last couple of laps here where you just have to make it out and around the track. The gaps are relatively big enough here that you don't need to be pushing as we've seen here lap after lap after lap to be to where we are here in the race. Right now, there's only 6 drivers showing up on the lead lap. Tyler Satterfield leading them all. Dan Piazza, Andrew Tapworth, Jordan Aziola, it's Jesus, as well as Alex McLean. That's the top 6. Top 6 drivers still in the lead lap. Then there's Kieran Lifflander, Logan Wilson, Amethyst Reese, Caden Castler, Dylan Bass, Michael Angeli, and Simus. I'm butchering it. Driver number 93, almost a little contact there, running P7 in BMW class.
Simus is just trying to stay out of trouble right now. So currently, yeah, it's in P7. Josh Kohler right now in P10. That's going to be a nice top 10 finish for him. He's just staying out of trouble right now with only about close to 5 minutes left. Currently 6 minutes left on the clock. I mean, it's just about making laps, trying not to do anything that would cause a last-minute spin. And all that hard work after 2.5 hours of racing is just gone literally down the toilet.
All right. Well, before we get too far down the toilet, God dang it, we are going to. Hey, we have to congratulate somebody here tonight, and that's somebody a little bit special for winning the paint scheme of the race. Congratulations, our BMW M2 driver, Amethyst Reese, out of Crystal Gems Motorsports, the Taco Bell machine, rocking and rolling, keeping herself out up front, as well as, hey, congratulations, that $10 heading towards that Liv Moss Baja Blast, whatever you want to call it, BMW M2 machine. Congratulations, Amethyst. Let's see if she's going to be able to keep up moving, grooving, and that top 3 driver interview position in just about 4 minutes time. That should be about 2 to 3 laps to go, depending on where Tyler Satterfield makes his way across that start-finish line within these next couple laps. Congratulations, Amethyst.
Congratulations indeed. That paint scheme, that purple and blue with the black works just perfectly fine. So, yeah, congratulations to Amethyst. And if you can hang on for another 5 and maybe 4 minutes left on the clock, and she's being split by 2 LMP3s right now during that camera shot. Should be a nice top 3 finish for her.
Keep it up, Amethyst. Keep it moving. 30 seconds separating P2 and P3 in BMW, and then about a minute separating 3rd and 4th. Just has to keep 4 tires within the asphalt here. Tyler Satterfield, we can't talk about this number 7 enough here without talking about the consistency that Tyler continues to show in this LMP3 Ligier prototype machine. I tried to pull out some Jeremy Clarks out there for Clark. What was his name? Lewis Clark out there. Tyler Satterfield backing around to these final 2 corners of the racetrack. Only 4, call it 3.5 minutes left to go. Dan Piazza, Andrew Taphorn. It's all 3 different nations up there within the top 3 categories in our LMP3 class. That's going to be cool to see.
Very awesome to see. It shows the diversity that this racing group at Skidmark Racing has brought in, with different nations competing in this 2.5-hour race at Okayama.
And after leading a couple laps here tonight, still sitting P2, trying to reel in. That gap is now cut itself back to about 6, we'll call it a little bit less than 6 seconds there, but Dan gets a little bit too deep within the corner. Has to get that throttle pedal mashed right back down, but slowly and methodically with no TC, ABS on these LMP3 machines. Not missing anything out up between either class category battle for their respective race wins. What should be about 2.5 minutes to go after Tyler Satterfield makes his way a little bit closer towards that start-finish line. That's going to warrant when we do see Barney the Flagman throw that white flag loud and proud. What was this last whole 2.5 hours, I must tear up here talking about it. It's been so much fun battling, watching these drivers go at it side by side, nose to tail, mirror to mirror, as well as this different endurance class racing that we find ourselves coming across here on the stripe for the second to final time here tonight. Tyler Satterfield is trying to hold them all off for 2 more laps time. Dan Piazza now makes his way down across the start-finish line, heading into turns 1 for the second and final time tonight. Andrew Taphorn and Jordan Peninsula, Jesus, Alex McLean, Michael Priamu, and Mitch Crowther, top 8 in LMP3 category, still continue to run the same.
And now we're looking at Kieran right now. He's basically been untouched right now with P1. I believe that was Tyler going by him right now in the LMP3 class. And Kieran's just got basically about 1 minute left before the final lap, white flag waves.
Whoa!
You just got to make it happen. A little bit of a slide there. I know the tires are wearing. Tires do not longer want to grip, but you know, just got to be one more, basically a few more laps, and then we call it done with this race. Right now, as we see Simus P7 trying to keep it together and stay out of trouble. As we take a close look, and currently in P7 right now, as we see LMP3 traffic slicing and dicing.
Just want to say real quick there with the driver over number 93 for Clyde Simmons, congratulations. He looks like he's going to win the Clean Undies Award, as well as Sydney Thompson. Congratulations on driver number 181, who wins the Random Finisher Award. Also $10 iRacing gift card headed towards Sydney Thompson's way. The remodelers live saying their race went to crap. I apologize there for it. White flag is out here tonight. Ricardo Cano, we see you down there live in YouTube land. Who's going to get it done tonight? White flag, final lap to go. Tyler Satterfield leading the pack out here. 5-second gap still over Dan Piazza, Andrew Taphorn, top 3 in LMP3.
Basically, one more lap to go, and then Tyler is basically going to be winning this race. Got to just keep it together, keep it clean, stay out of trouble, and then he's got this in the bag.
Easier said than done. Still 5.8 seconds back to Dan. Andrew only 9 seconds back from Dan. So if there is a little bit of argy-bargy within these last couple of turns, what would a race finish it would be? But right now, Tyler Satterfield, he's right now continuing to close himself back within that checkered flag. A much-deserved race win is just across the horizon, and this deuce and a half for Tyler Satterfield. He's going to make his way out through these final 2 right-handers on the track. Checkered flag is out. Congratulations, Tyler Satterfield. He's going to conquer the deuce and a half in the LMP3 category. Dan Piazza, he'll take away P2. Andrew Taphorn, he finishes P3. And then in the BMW category, Kieran Lifflander, he comes across. No, Kieran, stops on the track. Logan Wilson, a final lap pass in the BMW category.
What just happened there?
No, Kieran,
what happened?
No, Logan Wilson comes across the final corner. He is our BMW M2 class winner here tonight. Kieran Lifflander will finish out P2. Amethyst Reese, with the paint scheme of the race, should take P3. What happened to Kieran coming to the checkered flag? This is what we are just mentioning, Marvin. It's not over until it's over. Kieran versus not even Logan. There, that's contact. That is net code that sends Kieran up, down, and around.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
That's a heartbreaker right there for Kieran. Doing so well, trying to stay out of trouble.
I think heartbreaker is still even an understatement for that. My gosh. Well, we'll be able to chat with them up there live in driver interviews here in just a few moments' time. My name's Sean Stam, Marvin Samayoa. We're our commentators here tonight. Congratulations, Tyler Satterfield, Dan Piezza, Andrew Taphorn. Here comes some unofficial, official race results just after each and one of our drivers finish. Gosh, what a race it was. Man, Marvin, I appreciate you joining up here. Mike, as well as for having us up here broadcasting this race. Congratulations, Tyler Satterfield, our race winner in this Deuce and a half. Congratulations, Logan Wilson, our BMW M2 class winner in our Skid Mark Sim Racing Deuce and a half, getting that pass done on the very last lap of the race. And as we do wait for unofficial, official race results to make their way down and into broadcasting land here, I'd just like to invite you all down there. I know that we've had quite a few ladies out there tonight rooting on their better half. I'm throwing on something a little bit special. It's Better Half Dash mini stocks at Charlotte the night before Valentine's Day, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Ladies who are maybe a little bit tired of rooting on your man back there from behind the scenes, well, it's your time to get out there on track. And gentlemen, what is a better gift to give to your better half than a turn out here at a broadcast at Race on Stam Studio Network? That'll do it for our 2.5 hour Deuce and a half at a Skid Mark Sim Racing. Here's some unofficial, official race results, and Marvin and I will be joining in those live driver interviews for top 3 in each class in just a few moments' time. Allied Endurance Red Team, congratulations Tyler Satterfield, and our overall race winner Dan Piezza, Andrew Taphorn, Jordan Peninsula, Jesus, as well as Alex McLean, Michael Pramu, Mitch Crowther, Kevin Garcia, Davis Kohler, and Alexander Eck running at the top 11. It'll be Liam Cloud, Sydney Thompson with our random winner, random $10 winner here tonight. Sydney finishes P13, Taylor Miller, Brantley Martin, Jeffrey Harris, as well as Dane Perkins rounds out the top 17 in the LMP3. Here comes our BMW class. Congratulations, Logan Wilson with the race win in class Kieran Lifflander, Amethyst Reese. We'll be chatting with them for top 3 in a few moments' time. Caden Castler, Dylan Bass, Michael Angelis. It'll be dang it, I just had it. All right, assessments out there. Not sure why the name is different. Out there, 7th in BMW. Sam Westlake, Ashley Toft, John Kohler, Bo Van Norman, Chris Andretti, and John Higgins. Lorenzo finishes P31 overall, as well as Dale Kirkner, Kevin Balland, Logan Smith, Lewis Clark, Tyler Jacobs, Glenn Wilson, and then our race control here tonight. Thank you once again for Michael Lemberger up there in race control. That's going to do it for some unofficial, official race results. We're going to get to dragging these top 3 drivers down here in virtual victory lane. Marvin, I'm going to start you off here with our overall race winner. I'm going to drag Tyler on down here. All righty, Tyler, welcome over here into virtual victory lane. Marvin, you can go ahead and take it away. Oh, he just left us. No. All right, Tyler just left us. We'll get some. We'll still get some interviews here in just a few moments' time. Going to drag them on down. Alrighty, well, I'm going to leave Marvin with the race winner, but I'll visit P2 out here real quick. Hey, Dan, this is Sean up in the booth. You got a brief moment with us? Alrighty, I think we're still waiting on some winning interviews up here. We'll try and move on to P3 here. It'll be Andrew Taphorn. Or not. All right, we'll move down on to BMW M2 drivers here. Logan Wilson, Kieran Lifflander, and Amethyst Reese. This is actually going to be some pretty fun driver interviews to mention up here, because we did see, man, that big old argy-bargy back there coming towards the white and checkered flag of the race. Hang on here, apologize. Oh man, Marvin, so it's everyone down there in YouTube land. This is a little bit different here, because I'm having to drag them all down, and then Oh boy. Let's try Kieran and Amethyst. I know Amethyst will be one to chat here with us. Hang on. God dang it. All right, this is probably going to be the first driver we're able to chat with here tonight. Amethyst, I think you know who it is up here up in the booth. You got yourself a copy.
Well, hello.
Hey, hello. Welcome back up here into the top 3 driver interview booth. You matter of fact, you win a little $10 here tonight with paint scheme of the race, as well as nice top 3 finish in that BMW M2 Taco Bell machine. Amethyst, how'd you make this top 3 happen here tonight?
To be honest, I didn't expect to be here. I didn't have the pace of Dylan or Ashley. I think just slow and steady just worked in my favor today.
Hey, slow and steady, that's all right. It's endurance racing. You find yourself up here within the top 3 drivers in that BMW class. Amethyst, who are you dedicating, who are you shouting out on this podium finish?
I want to thank everybody at Skidmark for putting this together. As always, thank you for broadcasting, Marvin, too. And then always thanks to my partner, Ember, Cat Zero, for, harassing me during the race to keep me going. Just in general, been such a great time.
Hey, we appreciate your time and effort out here on track, as well as joining us here up in the booth for a quick word out here after the race. Congratulations, podium finish as well as paint scheme of the race. That's Amethyst Reese at the Crystal Gym.
Thank you.
All right, drug out here, Kieran Liftlander down there up in our P2 finisher. Oh man, Marvin, I'm gonna throw this one down here to you. Kieran, you got yourself a copy, man. Okay.
Hey, Kieran, this is Marvin here at Sean Stam Student Network. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do. I had to push talk on.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. No worries. Man, what happened there towards the end? You look like you had a dominant race, kept yourself clean and out of trouble, and then just last lap, can you walk us through what happened there?
I'm looking at the replay now. I didn't even get a chance to look at it. I don't understand. He could have used more track. I don't understand why, as a lap car in the same class, no position to be gained or lost. For me, I have everything to lose. The car behind is only 3 seconds back after going into turn 2, and the guy going on my high side for no reason. Again, another car not fighting for position on the last lap, just sending around the outside, that LMP3, and taking himself out, and I get involved, lose 10 seconds, and then this guy just, I could have probably given a little more room, but even at that point, you should back out of it. You gotta be more aware, pay attention. It's just so frustrating. You do everything right, go first in qualifying and dominate the whole race, even had a little self-spin that didn't even count as any incident points, and it'll still not work on your favor. So I don't know. I'm very upset. This is unbelievable. I have absolutely no words. Wish I could have definitely gotten it for Allied Endurance Racing with Tyler, who got me on, and it would have been really nice to go 1-1 in both classes, or first and first rather. And yeah, I don't know. It's just no words to express how upset I am right now.
I totally get it, Kieran. For myself being among racing, I totally get it, completely understand where you're coming from. It's tough luck, but either way, you did get a second place finish. Still pretty strong finish, strong performance there with you guys at Allied Endurance Racing. Definitely hats off to you for performing great under pressure. It's just, it happens. Definitely, I definitely understand. But hey, P2 is not bad at all, considering.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got really nothing else to say. I didn't practice the pit road at all. Had most of my off tracks literally just be me pushing the limit. And the end of the run there, I was hitting near 42s the last 3 or 4 laps because it just got super, super loose all of a sudden. But yeah, there were a lot of nervous points throughout the race, especially with a bunch of sends by LMP3. Wasn't expecting a whole lot. I don't do endurance racing a whole lot. and you know I'm learning, but there's a lot of sense that I agree and disagree with. You know, being patient going on the outside and it being this late in the run, and you have like 17th place in LMP3 just for example, and then you have 5th and 6th and 7th fighting in LMP3. They're all bombarding, like that's fair, but then you have 17th that's just sending into the corner, completely ruining all your momentum to be able to drive away. And then yeah, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of factors that played into this race, and obviously I could have definitely avoided that. I spun and lost like 20 seconds, and yeah, I would. And again, you have that's just endurance racing. I guess it's you know, me pushing the limit, doing that little half spin and recovering, and then having to pit again because I obviously didn't put enough fuel in. Had to put like 0.8 gallons in, and yeah, was it cut it real close a lot of times this whole race. That right there, that incident, that's I would call that on me. It didn't give enough room for a faster car, but yeah, again, a lot of ups and downs throughout the race, and at the end of the day, it was just not in my favor. So yeah, definitely wish I could have had it at the end, but yeah.
Well said, Kieran. I mean, congratulations regardless. Still P2, solid effort for you guys at Allied Endurance Racing Team. That's Kieran Lifelander for P2 in the BMW M2 Competizione class for Skid Mark Sim Racing.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Appreciate you.
Hey, Logan, this is Sean up here in the booth. You got yourself a copy.
Yep, I got you.
Well, we're gonna have to update the graphic. There it goes. First, congratulations, you win the class out here tonight in our Deuce and a half from Okayama. Man, that's a police dial 911 machine. Had some pace out here underneath it. Logan, final last lap pass. What was going through your mind after you passed Lifelander?
After I passed him, I was thinking I finally got not what I was hoping for, just more so handed it back to me. Prior to the last lap, sometime earlier, I was about 5 seconds behind him, and I got weird dive bomb, spun out by another LMP3, and I was just too far back to make up anything, even though I was gaining about half a second to a second every other lap. Unfortunate for number 37. I'm not familiar with their names, but it was a blast. Long 2.5 hours, especially with quite a hot track.
Well, congratulations, Logan. It doesn't go without being said that, man, this was a race of attrition and battles as well as survival. Survival, you did that the best here tonight in class. Congratulations, man. Who we shouting out? Is there anybody you'd like to dedicate this race win here to in that BMW M2 class?
And specifically, I did want to run a bit of a team paint. Outside of it just being it's a police car around a closed course circuit. I tend to race for a team, both some endurance races and some oval races. It's IT and Out Esports Group, so I'd like to shout out them.
Hey, that's what it's all about there, Logan. It's these shout-outs back here behind the scenes that keep everybody moving, grooving. Congratulations on your race win here tonight, and we'll let you get going. We'll probably wipe some sweat off up there and get to stretching out there, man. What a long 2.5 hours it was, but congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to Andrew Taphorn and Dan Piazza, as well as Tyler Satterfield up there. I don't want to enlarge on anybody's privacy, so Andrew, Dan, or Tyler, if you would like to be interviewed up here for our top 3 runners of the overall category, make sure you can move one Discord channel down, whether it's within the open chat too, and I'll drag you down in here. I just don't want to talk to anybody who is not looking toward a driver interview there. While we wait for any drivers to get that message, Marvin, hey, this is what a Time flies when you're having fun. I think that's laughing why I'm saying it, because it doesn't feel like a deuce and a half out here. If anything, felt like an and a half out here, but already 2.5 hours down. What a race, what an endurance race it was. Congratulations to both of all of our drivers who have finished out here tonight. Marvin, before we get going up into any final driver interviews, is there anything that you have from yourself or to any of the race fans or any of the racers out here tonight?
Not really, Sean. I just want to say thank you to everybody who did spend time with us, listening to us talk about the race, have our little laughs, see some drama. I mean, this race had just about every single thing that you can throw at. And I definitely like this track. I have my moments where I don't like it, so it's a little bit of a love-hate relationship. But then I want to say thank you, Sean, for bringing me on board. Thank you to, Skidmark Racing to bringing me as well on board to help co-commentate on this. And it should be a lot of fun to do a little bit more of this in the future.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Marvin. Also appreciate those sponsors and affiliates up in the top right of the screen. This broadcast couldn't have been done here tonight without them. Also, I would like to apologize here once again. I know the stream probably wasn't as smooth looking as it normally is, but I once again had to tone down quite a few graphic settings to allow us to broadcast with 40 drivers on track. And hey, believe me, that's even with a newer PC that I just sell out quite a bit of money on. So whatever there. That's all wrapped up here. I appreciate, as well as the Remodeler's Life, Dylan Bass, Ted, Wilbur Yorkelton, Mitch Crowther, as well as Mike Lemberger, Dylan Bass. There's Moonlight Dancer, Terry, as well as everybody down there live in YouTube land who is stuck here with us throughout an immaculate race. It really was. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart, as well as bottom of Marvin's. I think that's going to do us for us tonight after no drivers have moved themselves down and into the next chat of LMP3. Congratulations once again, Tyler, Dan Piezza, as well as Andrew Taphorn. Congratulations, Logan Wilson, Kieran Lifflander, and Amethyst Reese. That's going to do it for us here tonight on Stam Studio Network. Have a great rest of your night and a great Super Bowl night coming up here. We'll catch you next time. Thanks, everybody.